Those of you that came from the Patreon stream, I hit the wrong button, and it ended the. I hit the wrong button on OBS, and it ended the Patreon stream. Sorry about that. We'll start this one up in a minute, though. Boy, who's dumber between Dan Lanning and Mario Cristobal? I'm seriously asking. It's not a rhetorical question. In fact, let's put a poll up. Let's just put a poll up. Who's dumber? Start a poll. Who's dumber? Does coaching at Oregon just turn people dumb? I mean, that's got to be what it is. That's got to be what it is. Who's dumber, Cristobal or Lanning? There you go. Vote in the poll. I just made a video. I got to get it uploaded. Boy, if I was an Oregon fan, I would be... You'd have to tie me down right now. I'd be so damn mad. How you don't punt the ball there? Lanning is too aggressive. No, it's not even aggressive. It's just stupid. He's too stupid. It's not aggressive if you do it all the time. It's not a calculated risk if you do it all the time. It's not a gamble if you're doing it 15 times a game. Going for 2 in the first quarter, going for it multiple times on 4th down instead of kicking 20-yard field goals, not getting it, turning the ball over on downs, not punting the ball on your... They had them on the 50-fucking-yard line. What are you doing? You got them on the 50-yard line, you're up 4. Punt the ball. There's a minute to go. Punt the ball. If you're going to lose to the best quarterback in college football, Michael Penix, make him drive 90 yards to beat you. Not 50 yards. They scored in 2 fucking plays. I'm so mad. I don't know what to do. Let me get this video uploaded. Unbelievable. I'm trying to get this video uploaded. How y'all doing though? Y'all want to watch some football tonight or what? Y'all want to watch some football tonight or what? I don't understand. I don't. Can you figure... Let me see if you have what channel is there it is right there. I love the what they did the right there. Alright. North Carolina versus Miami. Notre Dame versus Southern Cal. Auburn versus LSU. LSU is about to score again. 2nd and 6 from the 9-yard line. They keep it on the ground. Bouncing around. Not much room. Gains a yard. 3rd and 5 coming up for LSU inside the Auburn 10. Still just getting this video uploaded real quick, and then we'll get to talking some football in that and 2. And also, in addition to all of that as well, hope everybody's had a great Saturday. Been some great games. The 3:30 games, at least the 3:30 games were all close games. The noon games weren't worth watching. Well, outside of the Arkansas game, Alabama somehow managed to pull off the upset and beat a terrible Arkansas. Is Arkansas the worst team in the SEC? Yeah, they are. What do they got? They're 2-5 now. Arkansas, is that right? Wow, absolutely abysmal. Somehow Alabama beat them at home by 3 points today. Absolutely disgraceful. Jalen Mildew back to his old ways, completing 50% of his passes again. Unbelievable. Shout out to the Gumps for upsetting a terrible Arkansas team by 3 today. But so the noon games are pretty much unwatchable, all blowouts. But the 3:30 games lived up to the hype. The Oregon-Washington game, Texas A&M, Tennessee. Florida and South Carolina, all great games. All great games. Just getting this video uploaded, then you'll have my full attention. I promise. Don't worry. I got a lot to say. A lot to say. Yep. 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 Winters Slow 589 Stage. Thank you for joining to join. Appreciate that, sir. B Swan says this is an all-time low, being a shamecock man. Yeah, I can't believe y'all found a way to give that one away. I really can't. That was bad. I'm not gonna lie. I hate piling on South Carolina, but I mean, come on. Y'all had that game wrapped up in a bow and somehow managed to give it away. By Insanity says, will you be streaming the Ohio State versus Penn State game? I'm sure I will. I don't know if it'll be on Patreon or YouTube. That's not up to me. I put a poll out on the Patreon page every week, and they vote on what time slot they want me to stream. So it just depends what time slot they vote on for that. Is that game next week? So I don't know yet. It's not necessarily up to me. I'm sure I'll be streaming while that game is on. I just don't know if that stream will be on Patreon or YouTube. That'll be up to the people on the Patreon page. Notre Dame Southern Cal underway. Southern Cal's got the ball. 3rd and 9. First possession of the game. Caleb Williams throws complete up to the 35, across the 35 to the 37. First down, Southern Cal. Let me get the scoreboard fixed too. Figure out what's going on with this and that. Louisville and Pittsburgh, nobody cares. Auburn, LSU, we'll go with that right there. Yes, we'll go with that right there for now. Again, I'm just getting a video uploaded to YouTube here. So, oh, wow, Caleb Williams just threw an interception. Notre Dame picked it off. 20, 15, 14, pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Wow. Mistake by Caleb Williams results in a Notre Dame interception. Early in the game here, Notre Dame catches the first break here. Southern Cal 6-0, Notre Dame 5-2. And 2, and also. In addition to some of that as well. Just not all of it. That watching Tennessee act like they won the Super Bowl for beating a 4-3 unranked Texas A&M team was unbelievable too. Are Max Johnson and Joe Milton the two worst quarterbacks in the SEC? Boy, that game was hard to watch. That's two quarterbacks that don't know what the hell they're doing there in that thing there. Max Johnson and Joe Milton. It's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Texas Dog, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, UJ still undefeated. 24-0. Winning is winning. Yep, 24 straight wins for UGA. 40-1 in their last 41 games. Unbelievable. Everybody can beat Georgia until it's time to line up and play them. Then they can't beat them. Unreal. Jared says Tennessee's D wins it. They've improved more than the passing offense has regressed. Fuck it, I'll take it. Yeah, Tennessee fans really aren't in a position to be picky about wins. I mean, better to win than to lose. Roman 2X says, who you got, Lou, Bama or Tennessee for next week? Bama at home. Yeah, I'll take Bama at home in that one, most likely. I'll do a pick. I'll do a pick one day next week, but leaning Bama in that one because they're at home. I'd take Tennessee if it was in Tennessee. But I don't know. I'll let you know for sure next week, but I'm leaning Bama right now. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to take the early lead. HJB96 says, love you, Lou. Take a glance at Iowa's schedule. They may go 11-1. LMAO, worst 11-1 ever. Did they beat Wisconsin today? Brian Gentry, thank you for the super chat. He says, I spend my Saturday watching college football while listening to Uncle Lou and Auntie BA. See how she waves at you there?
Good morning.
See how she tells you good morning, too? Bobo's headset says, Florida fans act like they won the World Series. There's a lot of that going on. Bobo's headset, a lot of that going on. Check out the scenes from Knoxville for exhibits A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. A-Box says, bow down to Washington. Yeah, big win for Washington over Oregon. You can thank Dan Lanning for that win, too. Jesus Christ. Dan Lanning, what in the world are you doing, buddy? I'm a Dan Lanning fan, but man, you can't justify that. You just can't justify the decisions made in that game by Dan Lanning. Just terrible, terrible coaching decisions made in that game. All right. Let's see where we're at. Commercial after Notre Dame just scored to take the lead. Auburn and LSU underway over here. LSU's up 10-0 early in that one. 2nd and 12 for Auburn on their own 20-yard line. Pass complete out in the flat. Picks up 3, maybe 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and long, though, coming up for the barn. Miami and North Carolina getting ready to kick off over here, too. Lanning was being too aggressive with the game in hand. Absolutely no justifying going for it on that 4th and 4 at midfield with a minute to go in the game and you're up 4. You 100% punt the ball. And if you're going to lose, if Michael Penix is going to beat you, you make him go 90 yards in the final minute of the game to do it. You don't hand deliver him the ball at midfield. They scored in 2 plays. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I know the Oregon guy missed a field goal at the end that would have tied it up. Never should have been in that position. Never should have been in that position. Dan, you 100% kicked the field goal in that spot. Midfield, a minute to go, 4th and 4, you're up 4. No justifying the decision to go for that there. That was absolute head coaching and decision-making failure on every level imaginable. And it's not just that. Going for 2 in the first quarter when you score a touchdown for no reason. Not kicking field goals in the first half when you're in the red zone and turning the ball over on downs because you're going for it on 4th down every time. It's ridiculous. It's time for Oregon to stop playing the game of football like they're a perpetual 30-point underdog. That's underdog shit. You know, onside kicks in the middle of the second quarter for no reason. Going for it on 4th down every fucking time. Just over and over and over again. That shit's played out. And pick a uniform, too. Okay? Pick a uniform, too. What's up, Lou? Shout out to the Georgia Dogs and one time to Washington for showing Colorado how to win against Oregon. Yeah, that's right. That's right. By Insanity says Iowa won 15-6 with just 37 yards passing. That's about how many yards passing Tennessee had today, I think. It was about 37. No, they had 100 yards. Tennessee had 100 yards, but Joe Milton was like 11 of 22 for 100 yards or something like that. Auburn had to punt it away because they're not any good. LSU 1st and 10 doesn't get much on the ground. Notre Dame kicks it off now after scoring that touchdown. A Caleb Williams interception leads to a Notre Dame touchdown. Notre Dame 7, Southern Cal 0. Southern Cal returns this kick out to, I believe that's about the 24-yard line, I think. All right, 1st and 10 for Southern Cal. Their second possession of the game. First possession ended in an interception. Caleb Williams is in a shotgun. He is going to hand it off this time. Nice hole up the middle. Picks up about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up now for the Trojans. Florida is terrible. Y'all shut up, LOL. Yeah, Florida is terrible. Yeah, Florida is terrible. He won't flip the helmet back up. He hates Florida. That gets done on the Sunday your season is over video. But yeah, the Florida helmet will get turned back the right way, and the Utah helmet. Utah had to score 21 points, so that'll happen tomorrow on the your season is over video. Both those helmets will get turned back the right way. What's the update on Bowers? Ankle sprain. An ankle sprain is all I've heard. Yeah, I said the same thing. I said they don't even let this guy kick extra points or 20-yard field goals. They're sending him out there to kick a game winner in a rivalry game from 50 yards. Good luck with that. And, of course, he missed it. I said the same thing right when it was happening. Who said that? K Knives, whatever your name is. I can't pronounce that. The K might be silent. I don't know. Maybe the N is silent. Your name is Kives. I don't have any idea. Do you know?
Nope.
She doesn't know either.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, and she's Asian. So if she doesn't know, then nobody knows. Niner Gang says, nice Tool shirt, Lou. Yeah, Tool Army. For life. For life. Second down coming up for the Trojans. Ball on their own 38-yard line. Caleb Williams is in a shotgun. 4 wide receivers. And he's got a running back standing back there with him, too. 2nd and 6. Snap. Blown dead. Is this going to be a false start? Snap infraction. Voltard Rep, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the super chat. He says, going to take a while for my liver to recover. Tennessee ran for over 200 yards on that A&M defense, which was a good sign. The defense also played lights out. Milton seems to be the biggest issue, keeping the team back. Go Vols. Yeah, Joe Milton is horrendous. Yeah, he's pretty bad. And he appears to be getting worse, which is weird because he's 28 years old. Kentucky has best uniforms in the league this week. I haven't seen them. I'll have to look them up. Thank you, Parker. I'll have to look them up. Yeah, Joe Milton can throw the ball 80 yards from his knees, but he can't complete a pass. That's weird. It's real weird. 3rd and 8 for Southern Cal. They're on their own 35-yard line. Williams in the shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Scrambles out to his left, throws across his body, complete, but tackled about 4 yards short of a first down, and Southern Cal is going to have to kick it away. Notre Dame 7, Southern Cal 0, 9:16 to go in the first quarter. Miami, North Carolina still has yet to start, but that one will be starting soon over here. LSU up 10-0 over Auburn with 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Those are the 3 games we're keeping an eye on right now. If any of the games turn into a blowout, then you guys know the deal. Let me know what games you want me to switch it to, and we'll switch it around. And that's a definite possibility in this LSU-Auburn game. A definite possibility. Southern Cal gets to kick away. Notre Dame's called for a fair catch and makes it at about the 13 or 14-yard line. Notre Dame will take over 1st and 10 right there. They're up 7-0 over Southern Cal early in the first quarter. We're about halfway through the first quarter. Corey Martin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, I'm a Florida fan and embarrassed by fans acting like we weren't close to being 4-3 to a 2-win USC team. Yeah, Florida got some problems, and I don't think they're going to be solved in the next 2 weeks. You got a bye week, and then you play Georgia. And I'm not sure how many people are going to be picking Florida to win that game. Florida appears to have issues on both sides of the ball. I see what you did there, Bad Dog. I see what you did there, buddy. Who they play, Woo? Hey, who they play? Who they play? Well, they played a undefeated and 20th ranked Kentucky team and beat them 52-13. Other than that, they ain't done nothing, though. Ain't done nothing. Ain't done nothing. Who they played? Who they played? The Ohio State versus Penn State game next week should be a very good game. Yes, I agree. But I've got serious questions about how Ohio State plans on getting first downs against Penn State. Never mind scoring points. Go Noel says, yeah, Florida has some problems for sure, including their fan base. I love rivalry. I love rivalry hate. I love that. Sean McMillian, thank you for the super chat. Says, Morning Lou, let's go Big Blue. Kentucky over Mizzou. Yeah, Kentucky up 7-0 early in that one. Yeah. What are you going to do, make coffee or something?
Yes, you want some?
Yeah. What?
You want sugar?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I need some extra TVs in my living room for Saturdays, says Bad Dog. Yeah, and you know what the good thing is about setting up a man cave? And everybody always, you know how everybody's always got jokes and make fun of me when I say this, but I'm telling you, You don't need 5 70-inch TVs. You don't. Would it be nice to have that? Yeah, if you had the room for it and the money, yes, that would be nice. I've got two, I think these are 32 or 37-inch TVs, and then I've got a 55 or a 60-inch TV in the middle. You don't need 3 fucking movie screens. TVs are so cheap now. The smaller end ones, and for just a man cave room, that's all you need. I mean, I'm standing 4 feet away from the TVs. What the fuck do I need a 60-inch? I'd be blind. But every time because people ask me about my TV setup all the time, I'll tell them, and you get somebody in a comment, this guy can only afford 32-inch TV. First of all, who gives a shit anyway? But yeah, but if you have the room for a multiple TV setup, it's fairly inexpensive nowadays. I mean, you can get TVs for $150 all day long, $200, whatever. Lou, when USC gets rid of Grinch, who are the top DC you think USC should go after? I have no idea. I wonder whether or not it matters in Southern Cal's case who the DC is, but they've got to make a change in any case. I mean, they can't. They just can't keep on with Alex Grinch. I'd be surprised if Alex Grinch makes it to the end of the season. He probably should be fired he should be fired now. I don't think he should be the coach today. I don't think he should have ever been brought to Southern Cal from Oklahoma. I mean, but I don't know that it's going to make that much of a difference who the DC is there. It could just be a Lincoln Riley program philosophy issue. I mean, I don't know. This is the second defensive coordinator he's had, and the results are equally bad between both DCs, so I don't know. It might be hard to get an elite DC to go there, honestly. It might be hard to get an elite defensive coordinator to go there. They may look at the situation and go, I don't want to tarnish my name by going there. I don't know. I really don't. It's hard enough to keep up with head coaching vacancies and who the candidates would be for different head coaching jobs. You start trying to do that with coordinators and it just becomes impossible to me. Hendrick, thank you for the super chat. He says, I love the way you respond. Yes, ma'am. Those little things show respect for your partner. You're a good one, Lou. Thank you, Hendrick. Hey, lady. They told me I'm a good guy because I say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and that to you.
You're right.
Yeah. So, you see you're lucky. You see how lucky you are? All right. Super Denny Gumper, thank you for the super chat. He says, either Dan Lanning is that damn dumb or he doesn't care about his players and is that damn selfish thinking the game is about him. It's a dumb decision. Lots of them. Lots of them. But particularly not punting the ball with a minute to go and a 4-point lead at midfield. You pin the team back. You punt the ball, you pin them inside the 10. Look, Michael Penix is a generational quarterback. There's a very good chance that Michael Penix goes that 90 yards and scores the touchdown. But make him go the 90 yards. Don't give him the ball at midfield. That made no sense. I'm not going to get all worked up again about it, but that made no sense. Greg, thank you for the super chat. He says, fun fact, Penn State has held every team they played so far under 20 points. Yeah, Penn State's defense is no joke at all. That's what I was saying earlier. Somebody was talking about the Penn State-Ohio State game. I don't know how Ohio State's going to move the ball on them because Ohio State's not some sort of offensive juggernaut this year. Now, they're not terrible, and they've obviously got a lot of talent over there. But Ohio State's offense has not looked anything this season like what we're used to it being. And I don't know that Ohio State's going to be able to move the ball all that well on Penn State. Now, Ohio State's defense is much improved too. So I think Penn State's, Penn State's not just going to go up and down the field on Ohio State either. That's going to be a low-scoring defensive game, I think. The Penn State-Ohio State game. But it's going to be a good one. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. The Ace, thank you for the super chat. He says, go Vols, but I'm worried about Bama. If our receivers can't get open versus A&M after Bama made them look silly, we'll be in for one, not to mention Joe Milton looks awful. Yeah, I mean, I'll make a prediction on that game next week on a video. I'm leaning towards taking Alabama right now because Joe Milton's terrible. So is Jalen Milroe, but Jalen Milroe gives you something with his legs that Joe Milton doesn't. And as good as Tennessee's defense has played this year compared to last year, I still think Alabama has a better defense. And it's in Alabama. If this game was in Tennessee, I would most likely pick Tennessee. I would pick Tennessee for sure. But it's at Bama. I'm leaning towards picking Bama in that one, but I've got another few days before I have to make up my mind. But it's going to be tough to go in there and beat them. I like that game. The Tennessee-Bama game is great for me because it's a point and laugh special. It doesn't matter to me who, just like the Florida-South Carolina game earlier. Doesn't matter to me. Either way, I'm pointing and laughing. You know, ha ha ha, South Carolina lost at home to Florida. Florida can't win a road game. Florida's lost 15 of the last 17 road games. Carolina lets you go in there and beat them, ha ha ha. I can laugh either way. If Florida loses, I would have laughed, same thing. It's the same thing with Tennessee and Bama. I'm clowning somebody and I get to laugh either way. I love those types of games. For me, for personal, for selfish personal reasons. Yog Mir says it's amazing how Bama can go from the best to worst defense in the country in one quarter after not allowing a first down for the first 3 quarters. It's also amazing that Jalen Milroe can complete passes against Texas A&M, but not against Arkansas. He was horrendous today. I mean, it looked like he was just. It didn't look like he was his first time starting. It looked like it was the first time he'd ever played football today. He was terrible today, Milroe. Arkansas is not a good team. They might be the worst team in the SEC. It's either them or Vandy, or maybe Mississippi State. I don't know. They're bad though. They're really bad. They got 2 wins. They're 2-5 or whatever they are. They're horrible. And Jalen Milroe couldn't complete passes against them. Caleb Williams just picks up a first down with his legs here. Takes off running around the left side. Rolls out to his right, then cuts all the way back to his left. Outruns a man to the corner and picks up the first down for Southern Cal to keep this drive alive. North Carolina's got the ball. Oh, Drake May tried to throw an interception, but it falls incomplete. 4th and 3. North Carolina will have to kick it away, but North Carolina dodged one there. He shouldn't have thrown that. Miami had a hold of him. They were kind of slinging him around, and he kind of just blindly threw it up. Now, lucky that wasn't picked off there. Look at that. Extremely lucky that he threw it right to 2 different Miami players. Luckily, both those Miami players have hands like feet and can't catch the ball. I guess that's why they play defense. But it's 4th and 3. North Carolina will have to kick it away. 1st and 10. Southern Cal keeps it on the ground. They might have gained a yard, but not much more than that. 2nd and about 9 coming up for the Trojans. Lou brought out the swag today. Much of love and go Gators. P.S. The search team gave up looking for Spencer Rattler's eyebrows. Does he not have eyebrows? Somebody said that before. I don't think I ever looked it up. I got to be careful talking about Spencer Rattler. I got in a lot of trouble when I called him khaki. When Georgia was playing South Carolina a few weeks ago, I called Spencer Rattler khaki, and some people got really upset about that. So I got to be careful about what I say about Spencer Rattler. Got to be careful there. Caleb Williams throws over the middle, complete. Good for another first down. Down to the 35-yard line of Notre Dame. So by far the best drive of the day for Southern Cal, getting deep into Notre Dame territory here around the 35, 1st and 10 Trojans. Every time I shave my balls now, I think of Lincoln Riley's defense, says Taylor Russell. Yeah, and it's got the light on there too. You know what I'm saying? It lights you right on up, like your Lincoln Riley's defense. There you go. Bubba Tweet, thank you for the super chat. He says, how's your day been, Uncle Lou? Hope good. So far, so good. Had some good games today. We didn't look the best today against Vandy, but we won. That's what matters. Go Dogs. Yeah, Georgia's got the turnovers and settling for field goals right now appear to be the 2 biggest issues facing Georgia, at least in my opinion. We had 2 turnovers today, but we had another 2 fumbles that we recovered. So Georgia fumbled the ball 3 times today. They only lost 1 of them, but they fumbled the ball 3 times, lost 1. And Carson Beck threw a really bad interception. We got to stop that. Turnovers have been an issue in every single game Georgia's played this year. And settling for too many field goals, I mean, Georgia kicked 3 field goals in this game and won 37-20. if you just convert a couple of those field goals into touchdowns, then instead of 37-20, it's 51-20 or 50 or whatever, 48-20, whatever, something. And that doesn't matter against Vandy, but it could matter down the road against better competition. Those appear to be the two biggest issues to me. I thought we ran the ball well today, which hasn't been the case all every game, but I thought today we ran the ball well. Beck, of course, other than that one interception, Beck played lights out again today. I've seen enough of Arian Smith. I don't need to see any more of him. The guy can't catch a cold in an igloo. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's got 7 drops and 4 catches on the year. I'm sorry, if we're halfway through the season and you've got twice as many drops as you do catches, then I've seen enough. I've seen enough at that point. Lou, what does Ryan Day think of more, the Javon hit or Sam Hartman's beard? I would say as of right now, you'd have to go to the Javon Bullard hit. He's been talking about the Javon Bullard hit for 9 months. He's only been talking about Sam Hartman's beard for a handful of weeks. If in a year from now he's still talking about Sam Hartman's beard, then we can take another crack at this conversation. But for now, Javon Bullard is the clear winner in terms of occupying space inside Ryan Day's feeble little brain. 1st and 25 for Southern Cal after a penalty. Was it a holding or what it was? Pass complete out in the flat. Inside the 30 down to the 27, 28 yard line. They're going to get another penalty here. I don't know if this is going to be a holding or a face mask or what this is going to be out on the perimeter here. They threw it where the receivers were out there blocking. Who's number 4 for Southern Cal? He's being helped into the locker room. These teams, and unfortunately in this game, if you're watching this game and you're a Southern Cal fan or a Notre Dame fan, and I'm saying this guy or that guy or number 4, this number, and you're saying, look at this idiot, doesn't even know their names. No, I don't know every player's name on these teams. But how about they do me a fucking favor and put the players' names on the back of the jersey like everybody else does in modern times? This is insanity. Costs 50 cents to print a name on a shirt. Put the names on the back of the fucking jerseys so everyday idiots like me know who I'm looking at. So instead, I'll just tell you this. Some player for Southern Cal just got helped into the locker room. I don't have any fucking idea who it is, and apparently Southern Cal doesn't need me or want me to know, or else they would help me out by putting the name on the back of the jersey, but they don't. So number 4 for Southern Cal is hurt and has been helped to the locker room. I don't know who the fuck he is because Southern Cal won't put the names on the back of the jerseys. Caleb Counts, thank you for the super chat. He says, we were up on Florida when I left. It's not my fault. Yeah, we won't blame you on that. We won't blame you on that. Caleb Daniels, thank you for the super chat. He says, Tennessee at Bama might come down to which team sucks a little bit less. That's facts. Which quarterback makes the least amount of mistakes? Because neither one of them is going to do anything positive in that game. That I'm confident of. Those are 2 terrible quarterbacks there, Jalen Milroe and Joe Milton. Good Lord. Good God. Imagine going from Bryce Young and Hendon Hooker. Remember last year's game? The final score was like 142 to 148. Both quarterbacks had 900 yards. Imagine going from that, Bryce Young and Hendon Hooker last year, to Jalen Mildew and overthrow Joe Milton. Wow. Wow. Times have changed. Times have changed. It's hard to understand. Garrett Bullware, thank you for hitting the super chat, buddy, to help support the show, man. I really appreciate that. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Hopefully we get some good games. No score, North Carolina and Miami. Notre Dame's up early, 7-0 over Southern Cal. Southern Cal threw an interception on their first possession. So Notre Dame had a short field, took advantage and scored. That's where we're at. Southern Cal now has the ball 3rd and 6. But they're going to lose a couple of yards on this play. It's going to be 4th and about 8. Southern Cal's going to have to settle for a field goal attempt here. 1:42 to go in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7, Southern Cal 0. LSU up 17-7 over Auburn. 14:22 to go in the first quarter or second quarter of that one. Those are the 3 games I'm keeping an eye on right now. This LSU Auburn game may turn into a blowout. If it does, we'll find something else to put on over there. Yog Mir says, I definitely think Bama's defense will outlast Tennessee's defense. Their secondary is great, plus Mildew can't possibly play worse than Milton did. They played equally bad today. They both completed about 45% of their passes today. Kentucky is the second best team in the SEC. LOL, that's crazy, says Elliot Howard. They might be. They get a crack at Bama. Was it 2 weeks? When does Kentucky play Bama? 2 weeks, I believe. I believe it's 2 weeks. I think Bama plays home against Tennessee and then on the road at Kentucky, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I know they play. I know they play on the road at Kentucky. I might not be right about when it is, though. I could be wrong about when exactly that game is. I don't know. After the LSU game. Okay, thank you. Gotcha. Yeah. Still no score, Miami, North Carolina. Nobody want to do shit over there. Commercial on the Notre Dame game. Hey, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. There's almost 900 people in here. There should be a lot more thumbs up than that. Come on. Forget me. I don't matter. But if you love college football, hit the thumbs up. How about that? If you love college football, hit the thumbs up. Almost 900 people in here. Well, really, we ought to, we ought to be able to get to at least 500, really, likes. That's still only like a little over half. Surely a little over half the people at least like college football. We want Caleb is how I feel about Spencer, says Garrett Bullware. What? You don't... Spencer Rattler was not the... You talking about Spencer Rattler? Spencer Rattler played pretty good today, man. I'm not sure what... South Carolina's got a lot... I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. The comment says, we want Caleb, exclamation point, is how I feel about Spencer. I don't really know what you're talking about. If you're talking about you want Caleb Williams instead of Spencer Rattler, I'm not saying... obviously, Caleb Williams is better than Spencer Rattler, but that's not South Carolina's problem. You need to upgrade everywhere else. The quarterback is fine. I don't understand what you're getting at there. That's a weird comment there. We want Caleb. Okay. Kyle Collier, thank you for the super chat. Best game of the year, Red River, Oregon, Washington. Which game do you think has the most playoff implications? I'm going to go with the Red River game. As far as which one has the most playoff implications, I think it's exactly the same because I think we are seeing both of those games again in conference championship games. I think we're going to see Texas, Oklahoma again in the Big 12 title game, and I think we're going to see Oregon, Washington again in the Pac-12 title game. The field goal was good by Southern Cal. Notre Dame returns to kickoff out to the 35-36 yard line. Notre Dame up 7-3 now. Southern Cal cuts into a lead with a field goal, 1:07 to go. First and 10, Notre Dame. Second and goal now for North Carolina. No score in this one. 7:15 to go in the first quarter. North Carolina trying to get on the board here. Drake May in a shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 3 at the bottom, 1 up top. Back to throw. May looks into the end zone, pump fakes, rolls out to his right. Wants to run, stiff arms a man, and he's not going to make it. He is dragged out of bounds around the 4 yard line, and a flag comes in. Usually some kind of a holding when this happens here, when you see a quarterback take off running, and that's what it is. Holding on North Carolina is going to back them way up here. What do we got here? This Tennessee-Bama game coming up is going to be so bad offensively, it's going to make Iowa versus Wisconsin look like an offensive explosion, says Miles Brown. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I definitely agree with the overall point that you're making there. Neither one of those teams appear to know what they're doing offensively, especially when it comes to throwing the ball. Tennessee can at least run the ball effectively. Bobo's headset says, fuck the Gipper, hit the thumbs up for Lou. Yeah, that's a great idea. Hit the thumbs up for Lou. To hell with the Gipper. Taylor Russell, thank you for the super chat. Just a theory, but I believe Stetson put a little more touch on his deep balls, which helped Arian catch them easier, but it's certainly not an excuse for incompetence with drops. Well, the thing about Stetson is he had to put that air under the ball because he can't throw the ball that far. Carson Beck can throw it like that on a rope, but you're right in saying that that's not an excuse. He's dropped multiple 40, 50-yard bombs where he would have walked into the end zone had he just caught the ball. They're hitting him right in the hands, and he's dropping them. And I've just seen enough of it. We've got 19 wide receivers that we rotate in and out. Shuffling Arian Smith out of that rotation is going to have little to no impact. So I've seen enough. For whatever reason he doesn't have it, he can't catch. That's great that he's really fast. That's amazing. Does no good. Being really fast but not being able to catch is like Joe Milton being able to throw the ball 80 yards from his knees, but he can't complete a slant route. I mean, it does me no good. 1998 forever, says By Insanity. Yeah, 1998's not going away anytime in the foreseeable future. I tend to agree with you there. On 4th and 6, LSU adds to the lead with a field goal. They're now up 13. LSU 20, Auburn 7. Second quarter of that one. North Carolina did score a touchdown on that drive. A Drake May touchdown pass. Tar Heels 7. The Miami Ducks 0. Yes, sir. Did he say Miami Ducks? Hey, this guy don't know what he's doing. Hey, come here and listen to this guy. He called the Miami Ducks. He don't even know what he's doing. I bet he's probably never even seen a game. Look at him.
It's called an ibis.
Look at him. He probably doesn't even know it's called an ibis. He has no idea. Doesn't even know what he's talking about. He keeps calling Alabama's quarterback Jalen Mildew. Doesn't even know his name. Name Milrow. The guy calls him Mildew. The guy's a fucking idiot. Did Dan Lanning cost Oregon the game? 100%. I just spent... Go watch the video I uploaded 20 minutes ago. I spent 6 minutes yelling about how stupid Dan Lanning is. Moron. An absolute moron.
I guess he's going to answer questions about that, huh? Or he's going to deflect, you think? You think he's going to deflect?
Who, Dan Lanning?
Yeah.
No, he better. I don't know what he's going to do, but he better be asked about it about 15 times. Ohio State is losing next weekend. Book it, says Hustle. Yeah, right now I would lean Penn State in that game. I'll make an official pick on that game next week, but I am also leaning towards Penn State right now. Fernando Lopez, thank you for the super chat. He says, hi there, Lou. Enjoy your content. Tough game for my Ducks, but Bo Nix played lights out. Yeah, Fernando, what the fuck is wrong with Dan Lanning? The guy's an idiot. And I like Dan Lanning, but holy shit. How many times can he make the wrong decision in one game? 15, 20 times? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Not punting the ball at the end of that game, up 4 points with a minute to go, and you've got the ball at your own, at the 50-yard line. It's 4th and 4. You're up 4 points. You 100% punt the ball 100% of the time there. Pin them back in the 10? I don't understand. I made a video. I'm not getting started again. I made a video on it. Dan Lanning's a fucking moron. And anybody can go click on the video I did 20 minutes ago and watch it. The guy's an idiot, and he cost Oregon the game. And he needs to be held accountable. If I was an Oregon fan, I wouldn't be in here. I'd be calling Dan Lanning's office or something. I mean, this guy needs to answer questions. What is he doing? Fucking Dan Lanning, man. You can't do that.
Can't do that.
I mean, you cost your team a huge game. What's up, Octavian? He says, go Gators. Yeah, boy, Gators, man. My God. Wow. I don't even know what to say there. Caleb Daniels, thank you for the super chat. He says, do you think Nico would help Tennessee offense? No. No. The minute you put Nico, the minute you replace Joe Milton with Nico is the minute you give up on your season as a Tennessee fan. You don't play true freshman quarterbacks unless the season is already over. No, I'm not saying Nico won't be any good. Maybe he will, but it ain't going to be this year. You put Nico in now, it's going to be a disaster. Harvard 5-0, leading the Ivy League. Woo. Oh, man. Hey, thanks for that update, man. Let me write that down. Harvard 5-0, leading the Ivy League, which is the Communist League. Communist League, so I don't know. I guess you spent all day streaming socialism for the masses. I guess there. I don't know. On that. Oregon will lose 2 more games after this. Bank on it, says Manny. Manny, you've been awfully quiet the last few weeks, buddy. You okay? Every time I remember not that long ago, every time I went live, you'd be in here at 1 million comments and 1 million emojis, all capital letters. Lately, it seems like I'm seeing less and less of you. I'm not sure why that is. Do you have any idea? It's not because you're a Notre Dame fan and they can't win a game, is it? So you made yourself scarce? I don't know. That might be it, though. Dan Lanning, better than Kent Neil Mario, says not a fan of you. With Brock Bowers' injury, I can't wait to hear how he's day-to-day according to Kirby Smart. Well, I can't wait to hear how Georgia's losing every game they play. Remember, Georgia would be winless if it weren't for Brock Bowers, according to the comment section trolls. I can't wait to see how this works out for him. Apparently, nobody told the comment section trolls that Georgia has 85 scholarships, including other tight ends on the roster that actually know how to play football. And Georgia, unlike Alabama and Ohio State, actually prepares their backup players. So you think I'm the least bit concerned going forward about not having Brock Bowers? You're wrong. I hate that he's hurt because I don't like to see anybody get hurt. But as far as using that as some kind of an excuse or reason as why Georgia might do this or that, no, that's not how real life works, buddy. I'm not an Alabama man and I'm not an Ohio State man. Georgia's going to line up with or without Brock Bowers and beat the absolute fuck, soul, and will to live out of the Florida Gators in 2 weeks. And you can write that fucking shit down. I don't care if Brock Bowers has 1 catch or 100. Doesn't matter to me. Georgia recruits to the top 5 for a fucking reason. We've got 85 scholarships for a reason. This is football. People get hurt every damn day. And it's going to continue to happen as long as football is being played. And just because you got a handful of pussy soft Bama and Ohio State fans that spend half their free time running around the internet bitching and moaning about games their teams weren't good enough to fucking win, doesn't mean Uncle Lou's going to do it. You're barking up the wrong tree if you're expecting that shit. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on that. You're right, Manny, and I apologize. You're 100% right. It's not you I'm thinking of. It's that Michael Campbell individual, and I apologize because if anybody ever mistaked me for that Michael Campbell guy, I'd be pretty pissed off. So I owe you an apology, Manny, and that's not something I do often. So this is my apology to you. I apologize. You're right. It's not you that I'm thinking of. It's that Michael Campbell guy. And what a shock he's still not here. Michigan first team in AP poll era to average 30 plus while holding teams to under 7 through 7 games. Yeah, I've had Michigan number 1 in my rankings for 3 weeks. I don't see it changing anytime soon. Jackpot is trolling hard. What, in here? Yeah, I know, Manny. I apologize for mistaking you. You understand how it is. I see a lot of names scroll up and down here, and I just sometimes I mistake, fans of the same team. I mistake one person for the other. So that's all me. I apologize for that. How elite is Cash Jones? He's not elite at all. Not elite at all. He's not elite at all. And neither is Dejon Edwards for all the Dejon. And I like Dejon Edwards. For what he is, he's great. But who saw the 50-yard run Dejon Edwards had today? Who saw it? If you watched the Georgia game, you saw it. Why wasn't it a 70-yard run? Why wasn't it a 70-yard run? Because he's not fast enough. Because he's not fast enough. That doesn't make him a bad running back. But the point remains, we don't have a running back on this team like we've had every other year in the last 15 years that can take one to the house from our own 10-yard line. They're going to get caught from every running back we got is going to get caught from behind. Kendall Milton finally has a good game today, which is great to see. Then you look up in the fourth quarter and he's standing over on the sideline with no helmet on and a brace from his hip to his foot. So, you know, the guy can't stay healthy, man. I don't think Kendall Milton's ever gone 3 games without getting hurt. I'm dead serious. Been there 4 years. I really don't think he's ever gone 3 games without getting hurt, which is a shame for him because he looked really good today until he got hurt for the 25th time, you know. And next thing you know, you look up and Cash Jones is in there. So, no, he's not elite. Cash Jones is not an elite running back. No, neither is Dejon Edwards. Dejon Edwards is good. At times, he's really good. He'll never be elite. He doesn't have the size or the speed. Doesn't have the size or the speed. Carolina Jackpot says he's trolling. What? You don't seem like the trolling type. You don't seem like the trolling type. You seem like the trolling type. Yep. 10-3. Rudy up over Southern Cal. Southern Cal's got the ball 1st and 10 on their own 35. Rudy. 1st and 10. Caleb Williams in a shotgun. Rudy 10, Southern Cal 3. 11.5 to go in the second quarter. Handoff. Has a little crease. Gets forward for 4 or 5 yards. Be second and about 5 coming up for the Trojans now. Bean Supreme, what's up, buddy? Huge win for us today, but I don't understand why all these other Florida fans in here saying we're going to blow out Georgia. Hope Bowers is okay. Yeah, Florida's not beating Georgia. Florida's not very good. Florida's not very good at all. Let's argue about teams on YouTube. That's why we're here. That's the only reason we're here, is to do just that. There's no other reason. If you're here for any other reason, then you're wasting your time. That's all we do here, is argue about teams. Who's your team so I can tell you how shitty they are? Who's your team, Rob L? USC isn't overrated. They just don't care about defense. They're definitely not any good at defense, that's for sure. Ed Weed, 5 Wings. The Woo is back, Woo. Yeah, the Woo is back. Back to disappointing their fans on a regular basis. Battle Angel feet picks, they're right there. See? Rob, write this name down. Right, Rob L. that said he doesn't understand why people just talk bad about other teams or whatever. Rob L., write this name down. You're going to love this name. You're going to thank me for this. Write this down. You ready, Rob L.? Write this down, buddy. Josh Pate. Write that down. Now go search for that on YouTube. You'll love it. First and 10, Southern Cal on their own 45. Down 10-3. Caleb Williams, play action pass, goes deep down the sideline. Caught, but I think he's out of bounds. Great catch by the receiver, but he was came down about a yard out of bounds. Good coverage on the play to kind of force him that direction, too. See how the DB kind of just keeps forcing him to the outside. Ball thrown a little wide, too. Still, look at this catch, though. Shame it's all for nothing. Shame it's all for nothing. Lou, what if Florida takes a nap before the UGA game? Well, that's not a road game, so I don't think they're going to adjust their nap schedule like they do for road games. It's technically a neutral site game. We'll have to ask Sunbelt Billy if he's got any changes planned for neutral site games. He changed up the routine for road games, told his team to make sure they get good night's sleep, say their prayers, take their vitamins, the whole Hulk Hogan speech from 20 years ago. And apparently it worked because they beat a South Carolina team by some miracle at the end of the game today. But it's going to take a lot more than that for them to belly crawl their way to Jacksonville and beat UGA. Lou, turn on Missouri right now. Why? Or else what? Or else what? The craziest fake punt touchdown. I'll have to watch that later. I can't change it right now. I'll just have to watch that on the highlights or something later. As a Notre Dame fan, the coaching staff on offense needs to get fired, says Manny. Yeah, Notre Dame's offense has disappeared over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I know the level of competition increased over the first 2 or 3 games, but still, the output against Ohio State, Duke, and Louisville is just kind of unacceptable, really. Mark Salyer says, Lou, I just got off work. What happened to Bowers and any update on him? Apparently it's an ankle sprain. I don't know how serious. I don't know if it's one of those like high ankle sprains that tend to like drag on forever. I don't know. I thought it was his knee when it happened because he got up, he got tackled on the sideline, he got up and he had an obvious limp and he made it about 10 or 15 yards and he kind of fell down on all fours and then he balled up his fist and was punching the ground. Like he was really upset. And so I took that to mean the worst case. Like I thought, oh no, he's done blown his knee out and he knows it and he's mad and he's punching the ground. They helped him off the field into the injury tent. He came out of the injury tent. They helped him into the locker room. He came out of the locker room and went somewhere else. Like we didn't know where he was going at the time. He just basically leaving the stadium. I didn't know if he was going to the hospital or what. And then at halftime, I guess they asked Kirby about it, and he said it was an ankle sprain, and he was going to go get x-rays and get it evaluated or whatever. So I don't really know the severity of it, but if it's an ankle sprain, that's not good, but that's better than it being like a knee type of thing, which is what I was thinking at first, but just based on his reaction, because he seemed really upset. If y'all watched the game, you know what I'm talking about, but he sort of hobbled 10 or 15 yards and then went down onto all fours and then balled his hand up and was punching the ground. And I was like, oh, shit. So I don't know. Hopefully he'll be okay, but we'll see. Oscar Delp looked good, though. Had a couple of big catches after Bowers went out. Unfortunately, the only information we're going to get about Brock Bowers is going to be delivered to us via Kirby Smart, and all he does is lie about injuries. So whatever he says about Brock Bowers between now and the Florida game, we can't believe it or take it seriously. The only way we're going to know anything about Brock Bowers and whether or not he's playing against Florida is when the game comes on in 2 weeks. If he lines up and plays, then we know he's playing. If he doesn't line up and play, then we know he's not playing. But other than that, we're not going to have any way of knowing. Caleb Williams with his feet trying to pick up a first down. Steps out of bounds. I think he got it. He did. 1st and 10, Southern Cal on the Notre Dame 38. They're down 7. 3 running backs back there with Caleb Williams. He's going to keep the ball. Throws incomplete over the middle. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Trojans. LSU punts the ball. Auburn fair catch at the 20. LSU 20, Auburn 7 is your score in that one. 6:22 to go. Second quarter. Miami and North Kakalaki. North Carolina 7, Miami 0. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter of that one. Flag down. The referees are having one of those meetings that takes 10 minutes to figure out which penalty they're going to call. 2nd and 10 for Southern Cal. Caleb Williams keeps, runs up the middle. Huge gain. It's going to be about a 40-yard touchdown run for Caleb Williams, but it's going to come back. It's going to be holding on Southern Cal. A flag came in, thrown right at the line of scrimmage. I'm assuming it's holding, and it is holding on Southern Cal, so that's going to come back. So that's going to take a touchdown off the board for Southern Cal. Would have been about a 35, 40-yard touchdown run for Caleb Williams, but negated by a holding penalty. Would have been a 38-yard touchdown run. Let's see who they get for the holding here. Is it number 52? No. 79. I don't know who they got for the holding, but they got somebody for the holding. So instead of a touchdown, it's going to be 2nd and 20 backed up near midfield. They do hand it off this time. Another big gain, though. 40-35. Stumbles down to the 30. Picks up about 17 yards on 2nd and 20 on just a simple handoff. And they're going to go from 2nd and 20 to 3rd and 3. So nice play by Southern Cal there to get it into a manageable situation here for the 3rd down. What the hell happened to Iowa State today? Wait a minute. We're not relevant, says Chris Kaysen. Did they lose today? Who'd they play? I don't even know who'd Iowa State play today. I know TCU beat the Soul, which is weird, out of the Bicycle College, BYU. Another handoff, and this time Notre Dame was ready. On 3rd and 3, Southern Cal gains 2. It's going to be 4th and 1, decision time for Southern Cal. Do they go for it or do they kick the field goal? They're down 7, 6.5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Auburn looking at a 3rd and 16 here, backed up inside their own 15. Their offense is just atrocious, Auburn. Southern Cal on, oh no. On 4th and 1, they lose 6 yards. I mean, God damn. The defense almost got there before the handoff was even made. That's how bad the blocking was. Look at this. The running back never even took one step with the ball. Wow, that's bad. That's bad there. That's pretty bad there. Is that Dan Lanning? Yeah. Jimbo hasn't won an away game in 3 years. Give him a raise. What? Jimbo Fisher hasn't won an away game in 3 years. Is that true? So what? So 21, no road wins in 21. No road wins in 22. No road wins in 23? What? Mizzou 21. Well, if he won at Mizzou in 21, that'd be 2 years ago. Nemesis says, I'm not sure who is worse, Mississippi State, Auburn, or Arkansas. Man. Probably Arkansas. Yeah. Damn, smashed potatoes. Wow. He says, I didn't think it was possible, but Guantanamo Bay better than Bazooka Joe. Damn. You weren't around for Guantanamo Bay. The quarterback Tennessee had 3 or 4 years ago. His name was Jarrett Garantano. Guantanamo Bay. And then we changed it to Garandudu. Instead of Garantano, we changed it to Garandudu. Remember when we changed it from Guantanamo Bay to Garandudu? Yeah. What a game between Washington and Oregon today. Yeah. A shame to have it come down to just a boneheaded coaching decision, or actually multiple boneheaded coaching decisions by Dan Lanning. Up in North Georgia, Uncle Lou, Bama fan, but love your videos. Hey, thanks, Cody. I appreciate that. Yeah, Georgia's my favorite team. I don't try to hide that. Georgia's my favorite team, but I'm a college football fan, first and foremost. I just love college football. I'd watch any college football game. There ain't no point in trying to, I could have hid the fact all along that Georgia's my favorite team, and I would have had a much bigger channel. People don't like it. It's weird. People complain, like, you know how people will talk about announcers all the time. Oh, such and such is an Ohio State. Kirk Herbstreit's just an Ohio State fan. Reese Davis is just a big Bama fan. Like people accuse all these people of being fans. Like, I wish they'd just tell us they're a fan of this team. And then somebody tells you and you get mad and don't want to watch. Not you, but it happens all the time. People won't watch me because I admit I'm a Georgia fan. They'd rather be lied to, people would rather be lied to. They tell you they want to know the truth, but they don't. They'd rather just be lied to. But yeah, Georgia's my favorite team, but I'm a huge college football fan. Texas A&M hasn't beaten a ranked team on the road since 2014. Poverty. Yeah, that is poverty. That is poverty there. That's bad. That's bad. I was really high on Dan Lanning until today. He would have won the game if he just played a normal game. I still like Dan Lanning. I mean, he's still a young coach in his second year, but look. Bomb falls incomplete. There's a difference between picking and choosing your moments, being an aggressive or risky coach, but picking and choosing your moments, right? Calculated risks. There's a difference between that and just putting on a blindfold and being a gambler. And that's what Dan Lanning is. I mean, going for it on fourth down over and over and over and over and over again, going for 2-point conversions in the first quarter for no fucking reason. The thing at the end of the game, 4th and 4 from your own 50-yard line with a 4-point lead, you go for it. No, you punt the ball. Pin them back deep. Make Michael Penix go 90 yards to beat you. Don't give him the ball at midfield. It's too many of those things over the course of a game. You can't be doing that. When you're making those aggressive, like gambling type decisions 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a game, then you're not. It's no longer it's no longer a calculated risk. You're just a degenerate gambler at that point. USC is really a second half team, aren't they? Well, their defense is a no half team. Their defense is a no half team. I respect Uncle Lou because he's upfront about being a Georgia fan, better than Hurst Street acting like he ain't an Ohio State fan, says Christopher Larson. Yeah. The Andy Ludwig debacle is looking bad for Notre Dame. Who's Andy Ludwig? Why don't I know who that is? Is it because it might be because I'm dumb. Even with the loss, I think if Oregon runs the table and wins the Pac-12, they're certainly in. Look, any Pac-12 team with one loss is getting in conference championship, I mean. If whoever wins the Pac-12 has one loss, they're getting in. And I still think Oregon can get in too. Now they're going to have to run the table like you mentioned, but I still think they can do it. I think we're going to see Oregon and Washington again in the Pac-12 title game. Who's the coach now for Michigan State? It's an interim coach. It's an interim coach right now, and they'll find a permanent replacement at the end of the season. Lanning thinks he's playing mad. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good way to put it. If you ever played any of these games online, you playing some punk ass 7-year-old and he's going for it on 4th and 40 in the first quarter and he gets it, like it's that, And that's the problem with Dan. That's the problem. Y'all know my buddy HBP, Huffer Billy Paul. He's around here all the time. He's a Clemson man. He's a Clemson fan. We go to the casino and we play blackjack. And he used to split tens, which is just, my God, don't even get me started. But anyway, splitting tens is dumb. It's completely ridiculous. There's never a right time to do it because it's never the right thing to do. But every once in a while, you'll see somebody at the blackjack table. They'll split tens and they'll win the hand. That's the worst thing that can happen to that person. Because then they think that splitting tens was the right thing to do because they won a hand one time when they did it. No, you're going to lose way more money in the long run splitting tens in blackjack than you are just staying on a 20. But that's Dan Lanning's problem. He goes for it. He makes the wrong decision, goes for it, and gets it. And then in his mind, that means that was the right decision. No, it wasn't the right decision. And then it bit you at the end of the game. You got to punt that ball away at midfield. With a minute to go, you're up by 4. You got to punt that ball away, and you got to make Michael Penix go 90 yards to beat you. Not 50 yards. Joker with 2 plays, 50 yards, touchdown. You can't do that. Can't do that. Terrible decision. Will Eubanks, thank you for the super chat. Texas A&M hasn't beaten a ranked team. Oh, we read that. Thank you, Will, for the super chat, and Nemesis and Mark Salyers. I appreciate y'all helping us support the stream tonight with the super chat. That really means a lot. North Carolina's still up 7-0. Let's watch a little bit of this game. Miami's in the red zone on the 20. They're going to hand this one off. Right tackle gains 2 or 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up now. Boy, it's hot as fire in here. It's probably that coffee I drink, but I feel wound up now.
I can tell.
Do I seem a little wound up? I've only had 1 cup of coffee.
You really have only.
Y'all want to see me go full potato? I could drink me another cup of coffee. I'll be bouncing off the walls in here. Y'all don't want to see that. I drink another cup of coffee, it's all over. Be unbearable. 2nd and 8 from Miami. Van Dyke in the pocket, into the end zone, touchdown. That's it. The U is back. The U is back. They just tied it up with North Carolina. It's official. The U is back. Ed Reed, 5 rings, 30 for 30 documentary 25 years ago, and now they're tied with North Carolina. The U is back. Let's go. The U is back. The U is back again. The U is back again. 1st and 10 for Southern Cal from their own 6. Caleb Williams throws. Wow. Hit the receiver right in the numbers on a slant, and he dropped it. Would have been about a 15-yard gain. Instead, incomplete pass and 2nd and 10. Every time I look up, Auburn is getting tackled for a loss. Just happened again. Miami kicks the extra point, and it is good, but barely. But it is good. All tied up, 7 apiece in Chapel Hill. Tar Heels and Hurricanes. 2nd and 10 now, Southern Cal. Caleb Williams in a shotgun standing on his own 1-yard line. Snap. Back to throw. Complete on a tunnel screen. Has some room. Close to a first down across the 15 to the 16, and I think he did get a first down. So Southern Cal gives themselves some breathing room here, getting out of the shadow of their own goal post. All them jalapeno poppers. No, them things didn't get me jump. Well, that might be why I'm hot, you saying? No, I don't think. I think it's more to coffee than it is that. Yeah. I think it's more so to coffee than it is that and that, too, and also in that. And in addition to that as well. And 3. 1st and 10, Southern Cal. Caleb Williams steps up in the pocket, throws a wobbly interception. 10, 5, touch. I think that's a touchdown. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Wow. Caleb Williams was hit as he threw the ball. The result was a wobbly end-over-end pass intercepted by Notre Dame and returned all the way down inside the 5 to around the 2-yard line. Disaster. Disaster. This is the 2nd Caleb Williams interception of the first half, and in both cases it set Notre Dame up with great field position in the red zone. Notre Dame capitalized, scoring a touchdown off the first interception. Oh, the ball was batted at the line by Rudy. That's what it was. The ball was tipped Rudy tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage, and then a different Rudy intercepted the ball. That's what it was. It wasn't that he was hit as he was thrown. One of the Rudys tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage, and then a different Rudy intercepted it. So 1st and goal from the 2. Handoff, touchdown. So Notre Dame's going to take a 17-3 lead. Both Notre Dame touchdowns a direct result of Caleb Williams interceptions. A 14-point Notre Dame lead over the Trojans here with 4:14 to go in the 2nd quarter. Notre Dame is back.
Notre Dame's back.
Notre Dame is back. Too bad it's not a 12-team playoff yet. Woo! Notre Dame, you already played yourself out of the playoffs, buddy. You know why? Scared of a 13th game, man. You're not getting in with 2 losses when you spend your entire existence trying to avoid a 13th game in a conference championship. So this is your Super Bowl, Rudy. Let's go. Let's go. I haven't seen a more meaningful game, a more meaningful home game for a team. You remember way back like 2 weeks ago when Tennessee beat South Carolina at home and it was a Super Bowl?
Yes.
This would be the most meaningful home win since that. Because this is all Notre Dame has to play for. This will be the 200th year in a row Notre Dame doesn't win a conference championship. And they're not making the playoffs. So, I don't know. And if they get into a New Year's Six bowl, they'll lose. Because that's all they do is lose New Year's Six games. Notre Dame hasn't won a major postseason game in 35 years. It's a shame. It's a shame. Notre Dame is winless in New Year's Six games, winless in playoff games, winless in conference championship games, winless in BCS games. It's an absolute shame. We back slot of games. Uh-oh. I don't know about that. I don't know who's more back. Notre Dame. Well, y'all tell me. Who's more back? Notre Dame, Miami, Tennessee, or Texas. Those are the, like, if you were to make a 4-team we're back playoff, those are the 4 teams.
Oh.
Every year, those 4 teams are back. When was the last of those 4 teams to do anything? Let's see. Miami hadn't. Miami's never won the ACC, and they last won a national title in 2001. Yeah, okay, 2001. Tennessee hasn't won the SEC since last century, and they haven't won the national title as well since 1998. So Miami's more recent than that. Texas won the Big 12 in 2009 and won a national title in 2005. So they're more recent than Miami or Tennessee. Notre Dame hasn't done anything at all of note. Nothing. Literally zero since 1988. So, I mean, that's just what it is. It's just what it is. Where are the Colorado Deion fans? They're all in the comment section of my Colorado video from yesterday calling me a racist because Colorado blew a 29-point lead. That makes me racist. I'm about this close to making another video about the Colorado Deion people. I'm about this close. Uncle Lou needs to do a poll of who's back. I don't know who's more back. Back. Texas has got 1 loss. They're of course they're back. Tennessee still with 1 loss. They're back. Notre Dame with 2 losses, but they're beating Southern Cal, so they're back. Miami with 1 loss, so they're back. They're all back. Back again. Make another video of the Colorado Prime. I'm thinking about doing it because it's just aggravating. I had one of them come on and say, I forget it. Basically, you got a lot of nerve coming on laughing at a college football team for losing. You're obviously a racist, or you wouldn't have done this. Blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this for 9 years. What are you even talking about? I live to laugh at teams that lose. I mean, come on. You're racist because you laugh at Colorado losing. I laugh at everybody that loses. What do you think happens when Georgia loses? I don't. When Georgia loses, I yell and cuss and throw things and break TVs, but everybody else I laugh at. I mean, I treat everybody the same. A funny loss is a funny loss. It doesn't matter to me what color the coach is, what color the quarterback is. I had a guy tell me the other day, why do you talk different about Bo Nix than you do Caleb Williams? I know why it is. I mean, why do you talk different about Bo Nix than you do Shedeur Sanders? First of all I've said about Shedeur Sanders is that he's a great quarterback. It's not Shedeur Sanders' fault that his offensive line is terrible and his defense doesn't exist. So, but he's like, I've noticed you talk one way about Bo Nix and you talk another way about Shedeur Sanders. I know why that is. I said, well, how do I talk? I said, what color is Caleb Williams? What color is Michael Penix? I said, because those are the best 2 quarterbacks in the country. So I don't understand why if I criticize Shedeur Sanders, you automatically assume I'm doing it because he's black. The reality is Shedeur Sanders made a terrible decision and threw a terrible pass in double overtime of the game yesterday. That's just what happened. He didn't make a terrible decision because he's black. He made a terrible decision because he made a terrible decision. I've been riding. I mean, I don't even want to go down. I'm done talking about it. These people are so fucking basic. It's ridiculous, man. It's just insane. It's like you can't criticize Shedeur Sanders, or if you do, or you just hate him because he's black. Huh? What? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. What color is Caleb Williams and Michael Penix? They're the best quarterbacks in football. I mean, what are you talking about? Another interception.
Jesus.
I want to say Caleb Williams is terrible, but I want to talk about how bad Caleb Williams is playing right now. And I'm afraid that if I do that, can I do that or no? Caleb Williams is terrible. This game. He keeps throwing the ball to Notre Dame. I thought Ohio State fans were the most annoying fan base in the country. Colorado fans proved me wrong. Well, you have to keep in mind, Home Splice, that they're not Colorado fans. They're not even college football fans. Everyone talking about what's wrong with Georgia. Come beat us till then. Shut up. Yeah, I don't know. What's wrong with Georgia? I don't understand either. I don't get it either. What is it that people think is wrong? I don't get it either, Dale. Caleb Williams needs to repaint his nails, says Austin Frank. Does he do that for every game? I know he did it was it the bowl game, or there was one time where he did it where everybody made a big deal about it. Was that a one-time thing, or does he do that all the time? I don't care if he paints his nails. It doesn't bother me. Someone painting their fingernails or not doesn't bother me. You can't be racist. You're my uncle, says Brian Gentry. 5-star dummies love you. You do you, bro. Yeah, you know, I can literally make a video saying Colorado's defense is terrible. Thank you for watching. And that's it. The video will be 5 seconds long. I'll just go, Colorado's defense is terrible. Thank you for watching. There'll be 100 comments telling me I hate Deion Sanders and I'm racist. I didn't say a word about Deion. No. Just Colorado's defense is terrible. If you have watched Colorado play and you don't think their defense is terrible, well, you're not a racist, you're just a fucking idiot. Their defense is terrible, it's just a fact. But I can make a video that literally 10 seconds long that goes, hey, how you doing? It's Uncle Lou here. Yep, and two, and also, Colorado's defense is fucking terrible. Have a great day. That could be it. There'd be 50 comments calling me a racist and that I'm just saying that because I hate black head coaches. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and it's just fucking aggravating. I've been laughing about every coach Florida's had since the day I started this channel. And it's been one white clown after another. The only way I'm racist is if terrible coach is a race. And I don't think it is.
No.
Terrible coach is not a race. Stop mistreating Uncle Woo, says Jonathan Moxley. I think that's a good idea. But good luck convincing the trolls on that. Notre Dame, is that a touchdown or is he down inside the one? Down inside the one. It's going to be first and goal from the 1 yard line. Notre Dame is about to be blowing out the Trojans here. Please make the video, says Bobo's headset. You want me to do it just as an experiment? Colorado's defense is terrible. Something like just a 10-second video just as an experiment. Why does that word offended you so much? What word? Ohio State looking all right all of a sudden. Kyle Parker, Georgia is soft. Why is it so enjoyable to watch Lincoln Riley get exposed? Well, you know what's weird? You can't even really blame this on Southern Cal's defense. You can't. All three of Notre Dame's touchdowns, well, they scored two, they're about to score a third. All three of Notre Dame's touchdowns are a result of Caleb Williams' interceptions where Notre Dame was given the ball in the red zone already. So this isn't what normally happens where, you know, Southern Cal's defense comes out here and gives up like a bunch of 80-yard touchdown drives. Notre Dame has had the ball in Southern Cal territory the entire first half. Touchdown. Golly, this is getting rough. Here's some paper for the video. I like to watch him getting exposed almost as much as... Just make a YouTube short about the Colorado defense. Colorado's defense is terrible. Thank you. Have a great day. There you go. Here's one. Here's another one. Deion Sanders isn't a head coach. He's a motivational speaker with a clipboard. Have a great day. That would be a good one.
Oh my God.
That would be a good one to make. Uh-oh, what's Miami doing? Miami trying to have something? Miami 1st and 10 on their own 45. Back to throw. Pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. My Sooners have a bye, so this is awesome, says Just Me. Yeah, Texas and Oklahoma were both off this week after that great game they played last week. Did you know Shador was posting merch on Instagram during halftime? For real? No, I didn't know that. You know, I tell you what, though. I watched the post-game press conference last night. Deion came out first, and then Shador Sanders came out after that. And when Deion was out there, they asked him what he told the team at halftime. And so Deion, told him this, told him that, blah, blah, blah. Well, then he left. Shador Sanders came out. They asked Shador. They were like, what'd you think about, your dad, Coach Sanders, told us what he told y'all at halftime. Do you think that made a difference? What'd you think about that? Shador goes, well, be honest with you, don't even really remember what he said at halftime. I kind of just, I get into my own little zone and just kind of, and I thought that was weird. Like, how does he not know or not remember what they told him at halftime? I thought that was weird. Now I know why. He wasn't listening. He was selling widgets on Instagram. I hope he sold a bunch of them. Charles Kelly took a top 10 FSU defense with Jalen Ramsey and other NFL stars and turned it into a top 50 defense. Also, Shador has an Instagram manager. Yeah, that sounds more likely that there's somebody that runs his social media accounts. Now, if he was on Instagram Live, like in the locker room, like, yay, what's up? Big ups to Brooklyn, 29-0 over Stanford, fuck the tree. Like if he was doing all that on Instagram at halftime, yeah, that's bad. But if it's just some, Instagram post, it's probably somebody else doing that. USC losing at least 3 games. Riley is a fraud, says Sterling Reigns. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good. And I'm so smart, I picked Southern Cal to make the playoffs. That's how smart I am. A&M is also back to wasting talent. The thing about A&M being back, though, I don't hear a lot of A&M fans talking about them being back, and I think that's because they were never here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how I'm here? Like, I'm here, right? Now I'm not there. Now I'm back. Texas A&M was never there. So if it's a Texas A&M fan, then it's just like this. It's nothing for 100 years, and then it's, hey, I'm here. I made it. That's Texas A&M. They can't be back. They were never here. Yeah. Texas, Miami, Notre Dame, and Tennessee, they used to be here. Now, I think it's been so long they got lost and they can't find their way back here in some of them cases. But nevertheless, they were here at one time. So, like, this would be Notre Dame. Hey, I'm back, Notre Dame. How y'all been? Did you miss me? What? They don't have black and white TV anymore? Wait, what? They desegregated in the South? Oh, shit, I ain't winning nothing. That's Notre Dame. Here's Tennessee. How y'all doing? Did you miss me? I'm Tennessee. It's good to be back. Hold on, let me take this funnel out of my butt. Windows 2000. I need Windows 98. That would be Tennessee. Who else is there? Oh, Miami. Here he goes, Miami. Hey, how you doing, Miami? Y'all seen Ed Reed? Caleb Williams, another interception? Nope. Threw it out of bounds. Do Penn State? Here's Penn State. Hey, how you doing? Which way to the showers? This way? Okay. Lou, you still ain't put up that Christmas tree yet, sir? No. Wait until after Halloween. Oh, y'all be proud of me, though. I did put up some Halloween, well, not really Halloween directions. What? Not directions. What is it called? Decorations. But I did, at Walmart and Target, I did buy, like, some fall type decorations, yeah, like, and they're kind of strewn about the house and that. So I did do that, but no, won't be putting the Christmas tree up until after Halloween. Got called a hater for saying Kelly sucks at CU. Which one's Kelly? Which one's that? Touchdown Miami, 14-7. Miami is back. It's official now. Well, 13-7. Let's hold off on the whole 14 deal and see what happens. Tyler Van Dyke is down. Oh no. Which that's not good. 13-7. But yeah, Miami did score. You're 100% correct on that. Shout out Nevin Shapiro and Luther Campbell. Say what you will about USC's defense, but Notre Dame holding that offense to 3 points is very impressive. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Got called a hater saying Kelly sucks at CU. I'm not sure I know who that is. You should do the Florida is back. You want me to do Florida? Colorado super fan, win. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that. Don Tavia says it's so annoying because Dion is a good coach, but media suck his taint like he has a banana split down there. It makes it sad because these casuals just come in and they have expectations like Colorado going to beat the Ducks in Southern Cal, not understanding they were 1-11. Yeah. Look, no matter what happens the rest of the year, it's a successful season for Colorado. But like you're saying, that's not enough. Like, unless I say Colorado is going 100-0 and Deion Sanders is the next coming of, whoever, then I'm just a hater, and I am just, it gets old. Charles Kelly you talking about Charles Kelly. I guess. I don't know who you're talking about. Colorado is playing for their bowl life. Colorado needed that win against Stanford. It's going to be tough for Colorado to get to a bowl game now. They're at 4 wins. There's only one more game on their schedule that they might be favored in. The other ones, they're going to be pretty big underdogs. Now, that doesn't mean they'll lose, but the chances are high. You know, they needed that win against Stanford. I think to have a good chance of making a bowl game. It looks like now they're probably not going to make one. Lou, did you see Rutgers come back today? Rutgers, who'd they play? No, I don't. No, I didn't see that. I was at the Georgia Vandy game, and we looked very lackluster, to say the least, says Caleb. Yeah, I mean, they got to stop 2 turnovers, plus they fumbled 2 more times where they just got the ball back. But they had a total of, so they fumbled 3 times. They lost one of them, threw an interception. They got to stop that, the turnovers. There are turnovers in every game. And they kicking too many field goals, you know. I mean, you scored 37 points, and that includes 3 field goals, you know. If even 2 of those field goals are touchdowns instead of field goals, then, you know, it's a much different score. Little brother pissed away that Rutgers game. Rutgers, Michigan State. Did Rutgers come back and win? They should have won. Rutgers had no business losing to Michigan State. I couldn't believe when I looked and saw that they were losing. Trace Lothar of the Hill People says, Hill People think USC got no offense or defense. Oh, no. That's horrendous news there. That's really bad news there. That's really, it's really bad news there. I hate to hear that. Don Tavius, that one?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I read that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are guilty of overinflating Colorado's expectations above and beyond anything close to what they should have been, and that's more of the problem than anything else. And I don't know exactly. I can't be for certain. It seems like a lot of people who are mostly NFL fans, and they started paying attention to Colorado because of Deion Sanders, and they don't really understand the differences between the NFL and college football. So they just see Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, and they go, oh, well, Colorado's probably winning the Pac-12. No, they were never winning the Pac-12. And that doesn't mean Deion's a bad coach or is going to be a bad coach or whatever. But they wouldn't shut up. And then when you said anything like, no, you're wrong, Colorado's not winning the Pac-12, they'll be lucky to make a bowl game. Well, you're just a hater, you're just a racist, you just hate loud black people. And it's just, after hearing that a million fucking times, you know, it just gets tiring. It just gets tiring. I went through this on a smaller scale, much smaller scale, with Willie Taggart at Florida State. Look, Willie Taggart was a fucking disaster. There's not a Florida State fan on planet Earth who doesn't agree with that statement today. Now, I was making that statement, 6 months after he was hired, and a lot of Florida State fans didn't agree with me, but they didn't have to agree with me. That's not the point. But that same thing. You just hate black coaches. You're just a racist. And it makes no sense. I've been basically sucking the taint of James Franklin for 10 fucking years. I mean, and here's the other thing. James Franklin's been around forever. Dino Babers has been around forever. David Shaw at Stanford is one of my favorite coaches of all time. Where were all these people 5-6 years ago supporting James Franklin? Where's that support at? Where's the Dino Babers support at? Where was the David Shaw support? It was nowhere to be found. Why? These people were busy watching the Cowboys lose playoff games every year. That's why. That's where they came from. These are all Cowboys fans who haven't done shit since the fucking 90s. The Cowboys hadn't done a fucking thing since Deion actually played football. The last time the Cowboys were any good, Deion had all his fucking toes. And so that tells you how long ago that was. And so their hero Deion gets hired at Colorado, and all of a sudden they're wading out into the deep end, into the world of college football, and they don't know what they're talking about. Well, Shedeur Sanders can complete a pass. Colorado's probably going 100-0, woo. If you don't believe me, you're just a hillbilly waiting at waiters. Okay, well, you're a fucking moron. You don't know a goddamn thing about college football. Stay over there. Keep crying about how the Cowboys lose in the first round every goddamn year. You're still mad that Tony Romo can't hold a fucking extra point. That's not my fault. I'm going to get a refill on my water.
Yeah, got him riled up.
Notre Dame hired Marcus Freeman last year. Where was all this then? Where's the Marcus Freeman love? Nobody gives a shit about Marcus Freeman? Why? Good God. All right, I'm done. We're not talking about that anymore. We're not talking about none of that no more. Can you make a clip of the Tennessee man being back so I can show my pawpaw? Hashtag go big orange. God, I'll probably never be able to find it now. This video's going to be 4 hours long by the time I'm done. You Unks rants, it's fantastic. Yeah. Old people think, appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the super chats. I really do. I talk a lot of shit. I'm just on here to have a good time, but I do appreciate the super chats. That's what keeps these live streams on the air. So I really appreciate y'all helping to support the channel. That means a lot. Someone get Lou another cup of coffee. Y'all want to see me get upside down in here?
Oh my God. Y'all asked for it.
You should see me in the casino. I'll drink about 8, 9. We'll go eat dinner like 7 or 8 o'clock at the casino. We'll go eat dinner about 7 or 8 o'clock. Get done with dinner. Come down to the casino. I'll start shotgunning coffees. I'm talking. I'll drink 7 or 8 of them. I think I'm the only person at Caesars that's ever gotten cut off from coffee. Sir, we're gonna have to cut you off. No more coffee. They're threatening to walk me to my room because I drank too much coffee and shit. I put on a show at the blackjack table. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't bullshitting you. I put on a show at the blackjack table at night after I get hopped up on 7 or 8 cups of coffee. I wish I could be so bad at my job that I could blow a 29-point lead and nobody thinks it's my fault at all. Talk about job security, says number one fan of the U. Yeah, and it's not just specific. That's not specific to Deion Sanders either. The worst, all these coaches, they get fired, they get 100% of their money. I don't get it. You think Jimbo Fisher gives a shit? If they fire Jimbo Fisher, they got to give him $76 million to sit home and do nothing. It's unbelievable. College football coach is the only job that you can be so bad at it. Like, we're literally firing you because you're bad at your job. And here's $75 million. Like, it's unbelievable. Can you imagine working at Walmart and just completely screwing everything up? And the manager coming up to you and going, look, This ain't working out. You're terrible at your job. Everybody else is better than you. We've given you all the tools you've asked for. We've given you everything you need to succeed. And every single year, you're a terrible Walmart worker. You're fired. And here's 5 years' pay. Can you imagine? It's unbelievable. Only in the world of college football does that dumb shit happen. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Alex, thank you for the super chat. He says, imagine being a Cowboy and Georgia fan. All my favorite players win natties, then get drafted by the Eagles. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. That's alarming. That alarms me. Thank you, Alex. Matthew Rowland says, Louisville struggling with something called Pitt. Yeah, you got to watch out for them hangover games. That was a huge win last week at home for Louisville over Notre Dame. Now they got to go on the road and play a terrible Pitt team. Big time hangover alert there. So that doesn't completely surprise me. Now, if Louisville loses the game outright, that will surprise me. But it doesn't surprise me that they're struggling a little. Don Tavia says 4 or 5 Colorado opponents are ranked, and the other is a good to okay Arizona squad. The year could end ugly. Yeah. Yeah, it could. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Y'all asked for
Prost and cheers and ice to be a Blinto. Ice to be a Blinto. Ah, oh boy, it's on now. Let's go. Let's go. Who else is back? Who else is back? I'm back. That's who. How many undefeated teams lose tonight? Southern Cal. I don't know. I have to think about it. Imagine. I wish I could. With that. Someone get Lou another cup of coffee. Yep. Okay, Hill people. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Don Tavia says, who would have thought back in 2017, in the year of our Lord, 2023, would be ranting about Colorado Buffaloes football? Yeah, this is another point that people bring up a lot. If Colorado's so bad, why you talk about them? If Colorado's so bad, why you watch the Colorado game? Hey, dummy, I watch disaster porn on TV. I watch a car wreck every time I drive by one. That doesn't mean the car wreck is good. That's why I watch Colorado. Not talking to you, Don Tavius. Comments that you get. Oh, dude, look at this guy. Yeah, if Colorado no good, why? It's the whole Colorado living in your brain rent free. No, dummy. This is college football. We talk about teams, especially ones that lose and embarrass themselves. That's why I'm talking about Colorado. Same reason I'm laughing at South Carolina for losing to Florida. Same reason I'm laughing about Texas A&M losing to Tennessee. Same way I'm fixing to be laughing about Southern Cal losing to Notre Dame. It's no different. That's what we do here. We point and laugh. Lots of people, if Colorado's so bad, why is everybody watching it? Why is everybody watching the war on TV? That don't make the war good.
Right.
Golly, a hurricane wipes out half a state. We sit on the couch with our tongues out. We can't get up. We watching CNN like it's oxygen. Oh, did you see that? This old lady just got washed down the street. Look, we sitting there watching. That don't make it good.
No.
That's what watching Colorado football is like. It's like watching some old lady get carried away by a tidal wave. And here's the other thing I would say to Colorado, to Dion, to Shador, to anybody associated with Colorado. Don't spend your entire existence looking for attention and then get mad when you get it. They crave attention. They covet attention. Their whole philosophy, and it's working. It's working. Their whole thing is, let's get as much attention as possible on us. So when you lose, when you embarrass yourself, when you are a millionaire college football player and you run up to a student section and do this, don't be surprised the following week when you throw a boneheaded interception at the end of a game in double overtime that cost your team the game. That people go, oh, that's interesting. Last week he was running around to Arizona students doing this. This week he's crying into his Wheaties because he cost his team the game. Hey, can't help but notice that. I mean, were y'all not alive when Johnny Manziel played football 10 years ago? People hated him. Why? Why did people hate Johnny Manziel? Because he was bad at football? No. Because he was cocky and arrogant and brash, and every time he completed a pass, he twinkled his toes around and made money signs, and people hated that shit. Johnny Manziel didn't give a fuck. He wanted attention. He was looking for attention. He got it. He turned it into hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of autographs and a 2-year NFL career. He doesn't give a fuck. But people hated it. People talked shit about Johnny Manziel from the time he was in 10th grade till present day. Why? Same reason. The same reason. I mean, in case you really weren't alive, Johnny Manziel was white. It didn't matter what color he was. And it doesn't matter what color Deion or Shador is. They're cocky, they're arrogant, they're brash. Fuck, so am I. And what do you think happens when I lose? People show up and laugh. I can't believe it. Mind blown. People, you know how long people waiting on Georgia to lose a game so they can come in here and laugh at me? What do you think would happen if I was streaming a Georgia game and Georgia was losing with a minute to go in the fourth quarter and Georgia was down, the game was over? What do you think would happen? How many people do you think would be in there? Tens of thousands of people would be in there. Why? I stream a Georgia game today beating Vandy. How many people would have shown up? 1,000? 1,500? It's the same thing. And I'm white. People aren't showing up to laugh at me because I'm white. They're showing up to laugh at me because Georgia loses. They embarrass themselves and I'm a cocky asshole about it. That's why. It's the same way with anybody else. Vols fans screaming, fire John Hopeful. Is that true? Almighty. The almighty knows. If they want to fire him now, wait till they get beat by a terrible Alabama team. They're really going to want to fire him then. BA says, why with the coffee. I'll drink another one. Y'all mess with me. I'll drink another one. Let's see. How many undefeated teams lose? I get it. The Cowboy fan. All right. I think I'm caught up on the super chats. Fetterman / Maxine Waters 2024. What? What? No. Uncle Lou going all night. Yeah, stay up all night.
North Carolina tied it up.
North Carolina's back. North Carolina is back. Golly. Tied 14-14. A minute and 8 seconds to go until halftime of that one. Tim Tebow acted like me guy and was horrible at it. He was like the Mormon dude I took to a titty bar in Thailand. What? Tim Tebow is weird. Tim Tebow's weird, like 30-year-old virgin. I don't understand. I don't even want to go. Tim Tebow claims, well, I'm not even going to say claims. I'll take him at his word. Tim Tebow was a virgin till he was like 30 years old, till he got married or whatever. But somehow prior to that, like a bunch of times, he went to Africa and circumcised little boys. That's weird.
What?
That's just, to me, that's weird. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying he's anything because of that. I'm just saying, to me, that's weird. That's all I'm gonna. I'm just saying that to me that's weird. That's his religion, though. Yeah, we're not. That's something else. We're not gonna. You don't want to get me started on. Well, he was a Gator, so weird is normal. And you make a fair point. You make a fair point. Miami with the ball, 45 seconds to go. They're up close to midfield. Let's see if they can get in field goal range here to close out the first half. We're all tied 14 apiece, Miami and North Carolina. They got the ball on their own 46-yard line. Van Dyke in a shotgun back to throw. Complete. No, incomplete. Knocked away. Good play by the defender there. Looked like the receiver was going to catch it. Defender knocks it away. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Hurricanes. 35 seconds to go. Third quarter underway in South Bend. Rudy up 24-6 over Southern Cal. All 3 of Notre Dame's touchdowns a direct result of Caleb Williams' interceptions. He has thrown 3 of them in the first half, all on his own side of the field, all returned by Notre Dame into the red zone, all resulting in touchdowns for Notre Dame.
I'm gonna run to the store before it closes.
All right, my wallet isn't.
Do you need anything else?
And whatever else, I don't care. Whatever you say. No, I definitely don't want. If I am hungry, like wait 2 hours or something, mozzarella sticks or something, there's no way I can eat like Chinese food. Be careful. You got. Oh, the gate key's probably in my car. You know how to get to that and all that. Okay. Just make sure you lock my car back because there's a lot of new people. All right, sorry about that, but I'm back. Not like Miami. I mean, I'm actually back. 18 seconds to go now for Miami. Coming up on halftime. They're trying to score some points here before halftime. And they have got the ball down inside the 15. They're going to spike it on 1st and 10 to stop the clock. Is that what they did? Yeah, they spiked it. So 14 seconds to go. They're on the North Carolina 14, so they're in field goal range. They still have 1 timeout. It's going to be 2nd and 10, so they can run a couple of plays here. And they still have a timeout that they can use to give themselves time to run the field goal unit out on the field at the end of the half if they're unable to score a touchdown. But let's see what they can do here. 2nd and 10 for Miami, all tied up, 14 apiece, 14 seconds to go. Van Dyke in a shotgun, Miami on the North Carolina 14. Snap, Van Dyke back to throw, looks to his right, into the end zone. Incomplete, bunch of flags down. We'll see what this is. 9 seconds to go. Check the flags. Notre Dame with the ball, 3rd and 7. Again, they're up 24-6 over Southern Cal. 3 touchdowns and a field goal for Notre Dame. All 3 touchdowns a result of Caleb Williams' interceptions in the first half. Sam Hartman, 3rd and 7, throws off the hands of the intended receiver. Incomplete. Southern Cal will get the ball back. Rudy's going to have to punt it away here. Rudy is going to have to punt it away. You're going to shit out a coffee bean if you aren't careful, old man. How you going to process all that damn caffeine? I've got the internal workings of a billy goat. Don't worry about it. I'll be good. Dontavius Young, thank you for the super chat. Hold on 1 second. Van Dyke throws complete, but for no gain, and Miami's going to have to use the timeout. 3 seconds to go. Miami's got the ball at the 9. They're going to have to send the field goal unit out on, try to kick a go-ahead field goal here at the end of the first half. It's tied 14 apiece right now. Dontavius says, that's hilarious. A&M paying all this money for Jimbo, the #1 recruiting class for 7-5. Can't fire him while Auburn is paying 3 head coaches at the same time. Goose Malzoon and Freeze. Crazy world. LSU doing the same with Orgeron and Kelly. Yeah, there's a lot of schools that are paying 2 and 3 head coaches at a time, ain't it? Tennessee comes to mind. Tennessee's been paying 2 or 3 coaches a year for a decade. Aaron, good to see you in here, buddy. He says, hey, Lou, been watching for a year now. Love your content. Thank you, Aaron. He says, you keep me company every Saturday as I deliver my FedEx packages. Go Dogs. Be careful out there on the road, man. And y'all are getting into y'all's busy season, too. All the FedEx and UPS and Amazon drivers and postal workers, these people work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, basically from Halloween to New Year's. So all us idiots who mail packages and have packages delivered can have our shit on time. So shout out to all the delivery drivers, including you, Aaron. And thank you for the super chat, buddy. And I'm glad you enjoyed the channel. I'm glad to have you here. Andrew says, USC looks softer than Ryan Day's team. Yeah, they are. Somebody asked me the other day, how come people harp on Ohio State and Ryan Day about being soft, but you don't hear it about Southern Cal? Southern Cal is 100% soft. In fact, they're probably softer than Ohio State. Here's the difference. Ryan Day, Ohio State, and Ohio State fans have made the mistake of letting all of us know that it bothers them a lot that we call them soft. Look at what Ryan Day did after they beat Notre Dame. Ran right to the first microphone he could find to cry about an 80-year-old Lou Holtz for saying they were soft. So we know that calling them soft bothers them. It bothers the fans, it bothers the team, it bothers Ryan Day, so we continue to harp on it. Lincoln Riley knows he's soft. He knows every team he's ever had is soft. He knows his defense is terrible, always has been, and likely always will be. He just doesn't give a shit. So running around, trying to poke Lincoln Riley with the "you're soft" thing just doesn't have the same effect as it does on Ryan Day, because Lincoln Riley doesn't give a shit. He's living on the beach somewhere in Los Angeles. He doesn't give a fuck about what we say. Honestly, he doesn't care really all that much about college football. He's out there cashing his $10 million, $12 million a year check, and he could care less about how soft they are. He doesn't care. He gets paid the same whether Southern Cal plays 13 games and loses a pointless bowl game to Tulane, or whether they go 15-0 and win a national title. So he doesn't care. He's happy to cash his $12 million check. He knows he's soft, and it doesn't bother him, and he doesn't cry about it, that all of us know it or tell him that. Whereas, like I said, with Ohio State fan, Ryan Day, it bothers them extremely. It bothers them a lot, and that's why we continue to do it. That's why we continue to do it. If Miami wins this game, I will put a voodoo curse on Cristobal, says Winter of Lame. Uh-oh. Voodoo? Uh-oh. You know what's weird? Arizona stomping number 19 Wazoo. That's not really that weird to me. The Pac-12 is going to be a blender, a grinder. There's going to be a lot of games that teams are going to end up with. You're going to have some 3, 4, 5 loss teams in the Pac-12 that are pretty good teams. But the problem is, a lot of teams in the Pac-12 are pretty good teams. There's 3 or 4 or 5, maybe even teams in the Pac-12 that I think could beat any other team in the Pac-12 on any given day. And so you're going to have a lot of this team beat that team and that team beat this team, but this team didn't beat that team, or that team beat this team. You have a lot of that. I think that's what's going to make it difficult for the Pac-12 to make the playoffs. Not because they don't have any teams that are good enough to do it, but because they've got so many teams that are kind of lumped in the same tier. They may all beat each other up a couple of times, and nobody can get out of there with 1 or less losses. The real Uncle Lou After Dark, says Manning, for life. For life. Yeah. Stop addressing this. Makes you look worse. Be you. Don't address this stuff. Eat mildew. Like Jalen mildew. At this point, Lincoln Riley does not deserve to be head coach, just an offensive coordinator, and that's it, says Quartz. I kind of agree with you. It's hard to argue that point. Ethan says, big fan of the channel, Lou. Question, who is softer, Ohio State fans after a beating from Michigan, or Colorado after a 29-0 blow-up to a 1-4 disaster Stanford team? I'm going to go with probably still Ohio State fans. Yeah. You know that was the biggest choke job in Pac-12 history? Biggest choke job in Pac-12 history. Biggest blown lead in Colorado football history. in the biggest comeback win in Stanford history. So it turns out a lot of people were right about Deion Sanders. He is making history at Colorado. He is making history at Colorado. Biggest blown lead, biggest second half comeback in Pac-12 history, biggest Colorado blown lead in Colorado history, biggest comeback in Stanford history. Coach Prime out here rewriting the record books. Rewriting the record books. Let's go. Coach Prime. I'm out here rewriting the record book. Coach Prime. I'm out here rewriting the record book. Coach Prime got Machine Gun Kelly gonna come in and talk to the defensive line about containing the QB. What we're gonna do. At this point, Lincoln Riley. Oh, yeah, we read that. Maybe it's just Auburn doesn't have offense. Yeah, Auburn's offense is really bad. Auburn probably has the worst offense in the SEC. Well, it's either Auburn, Texas A&M, Tennessee, or Bama. One of those teams has the worst offense in the SEC. It looks like there's friction between Riley and Caleb the past few weeks. Now, I haven't noticed that. I haven't noticed that at all. Is that a thing, really? I wonder if that's true. I don't know. I wonder if that's true. That I haven't noticed, but maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. Louisville just can't do anything right. Yeah, that's disappointing for the Louisville man. 3rd and 5 for Notre Dame on their own 30. Pass complete, but well short of the first down. And Notre Dame's going to have to punt it away. Notre Dame can't do anything offensive. This idea that Notre Dame is just boat racing Southern Cal's defense, I mean, it's not true. Notre Dame hasn't had a single touchdown drive over 20 yards. All of their touchdowns came off Southern Cal turnovers. You know, Southern Cal keeps giving them the ball in their own red zone. So, you know, Notre Dame's touchdown, I mean, what are the links of Notre Dame's one of Notre Dame's touchdown drives was 2 yards. One was like 15 yards. The other one was, 20 yards? I mean, that's their longest touchdown drive. When they've gotten the ball on their own side of the field, Southern Cal's defense has actually done okay. But when you give a team the ball on your own 10, 15-yard line, I mean, you can expect to give up some points there. Better short distance than far. Yeah. Lou, Dion, and MC Hammer, pumps and a bump. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end for my boy MC Hammer. Pumps and a bump just didn't hit like you can't touch the. Too legit to quit was probably the last serious thing MC Hammer did. Lou, will you be the celebrity guest at the Manscaped Bowl? If I probably should, but I don't. I probably won't have time. But that's obviously a great idea. Notre Dame offense is horrid. Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, right now, the reasons, the blame right now in this particular game is Caleb Williams. I mean, he's got 3 turnovers right by his own end zone. I mean, you can't really blame this on Southern Cal defense. Right now, this game in particular is on Caleb Williams. Now, generally, that's not the case. Caleb Williams is an amazing quarterback. He's going to be the first pick taken in the draft. He's unbelievable. But in this game in particular, it's on Caleb Williams. 3 interceptions. All 3 turned immediately into touchdowns for Notre Dame. The only 3 touchdowns Notre Dame has scored. Caleb Williams is an internet quarterback? I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. I don't even know what that means. Lou, how do you feel about these Florida fans coming out of woodwork all of a sudden? Is that true? Why? Because they beat South Carolina? That can't be real. That's almost as bad as Tennessee fans celebrating a win over 4-3 Texas A&M, unranked team. barely beat an unranked team. Don Tavius, thank you for the super chat. Says, well, I'm about to get back to work, making my way to DFW with cows from Kentucky. Not leaving the stream, just won't be messaging y'all and be my riding buddies. Wish you luck on the rest of the stream. All right, Don Tavius, be careful on the road, man. Appreciate you hanging out tonight. Be careful on the road. Have fun in Dallas, right? DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth. Trucking with Jeter says, go Gators. Go Gators. Taking it back to the old school there. Old school there. Old school there. LSU's all over the barn, 34-10. I'm going to turn that shit off. Something else to watch. There got to be something better on than that. Oh, hell no. Also in no. 2 and no. Got to be something better on than LSU Auburn. Let's see. What's going on with that Kentucky-Missouri game? Oh, this one's close. Missouri 20, Kentucky 14. We'll watch this one for a little bit. We'll watch that one for a little bit. That's a close one. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Missouri 20, Kentucky 14. Stop mistreating my duck, says Slim Shady Canes. Well, hell, y'all are winning, man. Y'all are winning. Cowpoke Ranch, what's up, buddy? He says, what did you think of the Oklahoma State-Kansas game? Woo. That was a back-and-forth game. In fact, I don't even know who ended up winning that thing. Every time I looked at it, it was somebody different. Let's find it. I can't talk much about it because I didn't watch it. Oklahoma State ended up winning 39-32. That's a good win for Oak State. The last 2 or 3 weeks, Oklahoma State looks like they've turned some type of corner or something. Oklahoma State was terrible from like week 7 of last year till like week 4 of this year. They were just horrible. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, Oklahoma State has looked a lot better. And this is one of the better wins they've had in a while, beating Kansas 39-32. That's a good win for Oak State. I can't talk much about the game specifically because I didn't watch any of it and I haven't read up on it yet for the Your Season Is Over video or whatever tomorrow. But, beating them is good. Obviously, better than losing. But you already know. 31-21, Pittsburgh up over Louisville. Are people able to watch? See, here's another one, man. Fucking, the game's on the CW network. Louisville-Pittsburgh game. It probably came on right after a 24-hour marathon of Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that. Why is the ACC putting games on the CW? I don't understand that at all. At all. I don't get it. Do you get it? She don't get it either. I don't get that. Oh, well, I had a coffee again. No big whoop. No big whoop.
Wait, huh? So you had another one after I left?
No. Did not make another one while you're gone, I promise. Still think Florida sucks? Yeah, I think Florida sucks. They got lucky to beat South Carolina. Of course they suck. Florida's not any good at all. Are there people that think they don't suck? Mark Stoops needs more money, says Walker Dog. Yeah, a lot more. Caleb Williams running for his life. He's going to get sacked all the way back at the 43-yard line. Oh, 1st and 10. Now looking at like 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 20 now. Big loss on the play there. Big loss on that one. Buffy is the greatest show of all time. Don't hate, says Nemesis. Greatest of all time? Are you sure? Better than Dawson's Creek? Better than Dawson's Creek, man? Are you sure? Are you sure? Do you have 3 different cable boxes? No, I used YouTube TV. I use YouTube TV. I think it's about $70 a month. So no cable boxes, no nothing. You know, no boxes at all. So you know how the internet company tells you it's going to be $100 a month, but then you get your bill and it's $150 because they're charging you for all your boxes? There aren't no boxes with YouTube TV. There's literally nothing. All you need is a TV. So YouTube TV, they tell you $69.99. That's literally what it is, $69.99, or whatever the exact price is. I don't know. It's somewhere around there, but yeah, YouTube TV. Slim Shady Kane says, "Hey, tell the Vanna White lady eye candy has a job to do, and if she keeps slacking, she's gonna find herself on the bread line."
Who are you talking to?
Of course, a Miami Duck fan talks about the bread line. And people out here throwing pieces of bread at Slim Shady Cane's.
Oh, is that what you want, Slim? You need me to throw you some bread?
The Miami Ducks. I still think somebody should go to a Miami game and throw pieces of bread at that mascot. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Southern Cal with a touchdown. Big long play.
They needed that.
By number 0. Again, don't know who it is. Don't care. Because Southern Cal can't take the time, effort, or energy to put players' names on the back of the jersey. So if Southern Cal doesn't care who the players are, I don't either. But it is a touchdown by name number 0. One more before I go. Every time someone says Gators, I hear doo-doo brown, your leg, and no network wants ACC games is why they're on the CW. Yeah, it's funny. No networks want the ACC games, and no teams in the ACC want to be in the ACC. They all want out. God damn. Sinking ship. Florida State's begging so bad to get out of the ACC they can't stand it. Florida's going to win the East, woo, says Will Finch. Well, crazier things have happened, but no, they're not. Take the old man on YouTube serious, guys, says High Guardian. Are these jerseys sponsored by Walmart? Lou, Texas versus Oregon, who wins? I'd probably take Texas, but that'd be a good game, though. That'd be a good game. We might get to see it, too. Both those teams are still alive for the playoffs. Notre Dame ain't choking. The offense is just that bad, says Manny. Yeah, it's only a choke job if, like, you're normally really good and then for whatever reason you suddenly don't show up. That's not really the case for Notre Dame offensively over the last month. They've just been kind of bad. That's true. Make sure to flip that Gator helmet. Yeah, tomorrow under your season is over video. Gator helmet and the Utah helmet. The Florida helmet and the Utah helmet both get flipped back the right way tomorrow. Bama beating the Vols next week, Lou. I'm leaning that way. If I had to pick the game right now, yeah, I'd pick Bama. I don't have to pick it right now, though. I'll make a video sometime this coming week about the game, and I'll make a prediction then, but I am leaning towards Bama. They simply can't do anything against us. Bro thinks I became a Michigan fan last year. Uncle Lou, are you going to see a game this year in Athens? Probably not. Don't worry, it'll get flipped again before the season's over, says Go Noles. Yeah, Louisville's struggling. Something called Pittsburgh.
What was Utah's stipulation of flipping the helmet back?
They had to score 21 points or more on offense. And they did that today.
Okay. And that actually came from a Utah fan, didn't it?
Yeah, and Florida too.
Yeah.
A Florida fan's the one that told me. Yeah. I don't turn helmets over, but it's because I want to. It's always a fan of the team. So it was a Florida fan. They told me to flip the Florida helmet over until Florida won a road game. That was after they lost to Kentucky. It wasn't my idea. A Florida fan told me that. So I said, okay, I'll flip it over until Florida wins a road game. They won a road game today, so tomorrow it gets flipped back over. Stanley Cannon. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. Good to see you in here. Number one fan of the U says, funny how two ACC teams are playing on a national broadcast during prime time. At least the ACC could sign a TV deal. Hashtag Pac-12. Yeah, that is true. It is true. That is true. That's true and a fact. Andrew, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, at home games, Kentucky passes around a collection plate to ask for more donations at the beginning of the fourth quarter as requested by Coach Stoops. You got to pass it around twice like they do at church, though. You got to pass it around once in the beginning, and then you got to have somebody come up and give a speech about the doorknob fund and then pass it around again. That's the key there. You get twice the donations. That's what you got to do. You got to do it like the church does it. Flip Mississippi State helmet until we beat an SEC team, says Nemesis. Say less. There you go. Mississippi State helmet upside down until they win an SEC game. Now, I want you to keep in mind that there's a possibility that might be next year.
Oh.
So just keep that in mind. It's not my fault. You asked for it. You asked for it. (24-13), Notre Dame up over Southern Cal. Notre Dame with the ball. Kentucky with the ball in the red zone. And touchdown, Kentucky. Kentucky scores a touchdown. 1st and 10, Estime on the ground for Notre Dame is going to pick up a couple of yards, maybe. Second and about 8 coming up now for Notre Dame on their own 45-yard line. They're up 24-13. Second half underway in Chapel Hill. Miami 17, North Carolina 14. Your first half score. Should be a good one. Should be a good one. What's going on with Louisville? Louisville won the World Series last week when they beat Notre Dame at home. And now they're having a classic letdown game on the road at a bad team where nobody's watching. That is, you see this a lot in big-time college football, unfortunately. You see it a lot. Early predictions on the Penn State-Ohio State game. Well, I don't do early predictions, but I'm leaning towards Penn State right now. I'll make a prediction video this coming week for an official prediction. But I'm leaning Penn State. I'm having a hard time figuring out how Ohio State is going to score points on Penn State. Now, I think Penn State's going to struggle to move the ball on Ohio State, too. But I don't know. Ohio State's offense just still seems a step or two off to me. But I don't know. I've got another couple of days to think about it. But I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, I won't be surprised if Ohio State wins. I won't be surprised if Penn State wins. That's what makes it a hard game to pick, to me anyway. You should flip the Texas A&M helmet over and leave it until they fire Jimbo. I don't know, really? I don't know. I don't know about that. If Florida wins the East, I will eat a gator, says Don Tavius. Gator is good. Gator is pretty good. I ain't down high to the people. I ain't down high to how you doing in this. They want saying how you doing right there. See? Saying hi to the people in this. You see how they doing, man? Notre Dame just scored a touchdown, Monk. You see that? Say, Rudy, 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 Rudy.
She ain't having it.
She ain't got no interest in it. She ain't got no interest in it. Don Tavia says, when I was picking up my cows, Mark Stoops was on the corner with players asking for money with jumbo collection plates. He's out there shaking his can, eh? Out there shaking his can. Almighty Cake, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Good to see you in here. Hard to have interest in that defense, says Oklahoma man. I was at the Bama game and first half looked good. No score in second half. Pitiful. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought Alabama would blow out Arkansas. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a disappointing performance from Alabama. All trash talk aside, that was a disappointing performance by Alabama today. Arkansas is not a good team at all. In fact, they're really, really bad. North Carolina just scored already. Opening minutes of the third quarter. North Carolina's going to take a lead over Miami here. 56-yard touchdown catch by Des Walker, that player who just got reinstated by the NCAA last week. Take another look at it here. Yes, just a straight go route. And he just ran right by the Miami defender. Just nothing fancy, no stop and go, no double move, nothing. Just a straight go route, ran right by the Miami defender. And of course, Drake May hit him right in stride because that's what Drake May does. Arkansas has been on almost every game this year, though. Man, come on. I don't brag about losses, man. They can't win a game. Stop it. Arkansas is horrible. We have to stop doing this. I didn't come on here and try to convince everybody that Auburn and South Carolina were good teams when Georgia played bad, struggled, and barely beat them, because I would have looked like a complete fool. You can't come on here and try to convince normal, sane-minded people that Arkansas is somehow a good team. And, well, they've been in a lot of games. They're horrible. They're terrible. Okay? They're a disaster. You better come out tomorrow in your season over in gladiator uniform. What, for Southern Cal? I can't do a costume every week. So I'm going to be honest, as of right now, I don't have a costume for tomorrow. I can't do the costume thing every week. It has to make sense. There has to be a reason. There has to be a costume that matches a loss. There's a lot that has to be just right for the costume thing to work. And as of right now, I don't have a costume to wear tomorrow. I'm not kidding. I'm not just trying to surprise you. Like, I really don't have anything planned out for tomorrow. Turn the Utah helmet back up. We scored 34 today. Helmets get turned around on Sundays, not on Saturdays. So the Florida helmet and the Utah helmet are getting turned around tomorrow. I haven't had optimism as a Wildcats fan for a while, says Lucas AZ fan. It's a shame that none of the Arizona and Virginia, the states of Arizona and the states of Virginia, should be able to have one competitive college football team at least. And the fact that Virginia and Virginia Tech and Arizona State have been as bad as they are for as long as they have been is really bad. There's good high school talent in Arizona. There's good high school talent in Virginia. Arizona can recruit Southern California. They're not that far from Texas. They can go. There's no excuse for Arizona not having at least one good team, pretty much year in and year out. And the same thing for Virginia. But it doesn't appear like it's set to change anytime soon. Hey, Lou, are you a Falcons fan? I don't have a favorite NFL team. I don't watch much NFL. I spend so much time watching college football. I feel guilty if I then turn around and do the same thing on Sunday, I've been in this room since 9 o'clock this morning doing nothing but college football. I feel guilty if I turn around and do the same thing on Sunday. So I don't watch much NFL football, and I don't have a favorite team. I do like the NFL, and I will watch the NFL if it's on, and I don't have a lot going on. I like watching players in the NFL, regardless of what team they're on. Like, I like the players that I liked in college. I like watching them in the NFL to see how they're doing. But I don't have a favorite team. I'm not emotionally invested in the NFL like I am in college football, so it just doesn't mean as much to me as college football does. Caleb Williams in the pocket, throws complete. Good for a first down up to the 33-yard line. 31-13. Southern Cal trails Notre Dame with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Missouri down inside the 5. First and goal, Missouri from the 2. Caleb Williams almost threw another interception.
Golly.
Knocked down, though. 2nd and 10 coming up for Southern Cal. Pitt just secured the win, says NE. Well, scratch Louisville off your undefeated list. 38-21. Wow. What a shame that is. What a shame that is. Hate to see that. You hate to see that, 21-17, North Carolina up over Miami now after that long touchdown pass by Drake made a Des Marshall. Or is it Des Marshall? Des Walker? Whatever his name is. The new guy. I don't name these people. I don't name them, so it is what it is. Saban said there's a difference in winning and beating your opponent. Yeah, that would be awesome to see Lou Streams playing the new NCAA game. Yeah, I'm going to do that when it comes out, which is supposed to be next July. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll do a lot of that. I'll do a lot of that. Now, I'm not any good at video games. I don't give a shit about being good at them either. But I will play it when it comes out. Andrew says, your season is over, Louisville. Yep, they'll definitely be on the list tomorrow, taking their first loss today on the road at a terrible Pitt team. They'll definitely be on the list tomorrow. Whoever made the Arkansas schedule needs to be fired. 4 straight road games. They haven't been home in over a month. Well, they don't make the SEC schedule, but they do make their non-con schedule. Will Michigan be number 1? They've been number 1 for 3-4 weeks. If you're talking about the AP poll, no, they won't. Georgia will stay number 1 in the AP poll. In my poll, Michigan's been number 1 for 3 weeks, though. And they'll stay there, yeah. They'll stay there. I will win a natty with Tennessee in the game because that's the only time in my life I'll get to see it, says Colbert. 3rd and 6 for Southern Cal. Caleb Williams in the pocket. Throws complete across midfield to the 47-yard line. First down, Trojans. But they're down by 18 points right now. They're down 3 scores. They need to speed it up here. Caleb Williams steps up in the pocket and he's going to get sacked. Loss of 6 or 7 back to the 45, their own 45-yard line. 2nd and long coming up for SC now. Austin Plunkett, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, Georgia State helmet upside down until they can beat a Power 5 team. No, man, we can't turn a group of 5 helmet because they can't beat a Power 5, man. That doesn't seem fair. I mean, I have a Georgia State helmet, don't I, in this Georgia State? This is Georgia State, ain't it? Yeah, I have a Georgia State helmet, but come on, man, that don't seem fair to turn a group of 5 helmet upside down until they beat a Power 5 team. Nah, man, I can't agree to that, man. That don't seem fair. That don't seem fair, man. I seriously can't. I can't do that. That don't seem fair. Stanley, thank you for the super chat. Lou, Ole Miss versus Georgia in a few weeks. Thoughts, hashtag hottie, toddy. Look, I'm going to have to see somebody beat Georgia. I'm just going to have to see it before I believe it, especially Ole Miss in Athens. I don't trust Lane Kiffin in big games. I never have. He's got a horrible record in big games. It's hard for me to imagine anybody right now coming into Athens and winning. Never mind Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a decent team, but I don't think they're on Georgia's level. And they'll be probably a 2-touchdown underdog. Whoever may, oh yeah, we read it already. Flip the Georgia helmet until they lose a game. I think that's the backward. That's kind of backwards from what we're trying to do with the flipping the helmet deal. Good Lord, what happened to USC? Well, if you haven't watched the game, here's what happened to USC. Southern Cal, Caleb Williams threw 3 interceptions in the first half. All 3 interceptions were thrown in their own territory. All 3 interceptions were returned into the red zone. So 3 of Notre Dame's 4 touchdowns have come as a direct result of Caleb Williams interceptions. All 3 touchdown drives were 25 yards or less. One of them was a 2-yard touchdown drive. They returned the interception to the 2, scored. Returned another interception to like the 12-yard line, scored. Another interception to like the 24-yard line and scored. Notre Dame only has 1 touchdown drive where they actually drove the length of the field and scored. The rest of them direct result of 3 Caleb Williams interceptions in the first half. What's happening to Washington State? I don't know. I have not been watching that one, but wow. They are, God, Lee, that is surprising. I'm not surprised that Washington State is losing. I am very surprised they're losing 44-6. Holy moly. Jesus. Yeah, that's bad. Some guy on Twitter just said, this is exactly what Caleb Williams might look like when he's the quarterback for the Bears. Notre Dame on the ground, big carry up past the 20 to the 21-yard line, and that's the end of the third quarter. So, heading to quarter number 4, your score, Notre Dame 31, Southern Cal 13. Trojans down 18 points with 1 quarter to go. Missouri inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. Brady Cook throws into the end zone. Intercepted. Intercepted by Kentucky in the end zone, but there's a flag down, and this was a weird, the ball was batted around a bunch of times. Not sure what happened here. Let's see. Missouri is up 26-21. So a touchdown here would have made it a 2-possession game. But he throws an interception into the end zone. Ball was batted around, and there's a flag now. What are they doing? Personal foul, roughing the passer on Kentucky. So that's going to wipe out the interception, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Missouri inside the 5-yard line. So a huge penalty against Kentucky there. Takes an interception away. Would have been Kentucky's ball on the 20 after a touchback. Instead, 1st and goal, Mizzou inside the 5. Let's see what happened there. How bad was the penalty? Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You know, Kentucky did this same shit against Georgia. I don't know what Kentucky's problem is this year, because this isn't a pattern for them under Mark Stoops, but boy, a lot of late hits, a lot of plays that some people would consider dirty. It happened in the Georgia game last week, and it looks like it's happening again here. Uncle Lou, Georgia 24 in a row, 40 out of 41. When can we get some respect around here? This is the internet. They're not allowed to show any respect. They have to just keep pretending Georgia's not any good. You know how it goes. Flip every other helmet till Georgia loses. No. Stop it with the flipping the helmets. Stop it with the flipping the helmets.
Oh, man.
Who's the toughest team left on Georgia's schedule? Well, they're all about the same. Florida. So Florida, Mizzou, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's the easiest win. Mizzou's probably the easiest win after that. Then Florida. Then probably Ole Miss because it's at home, and then Tennessee because it's on the road. That's probably the order there. Michael Sprague says, I love this community. Look, this is a great community. I'm kind of an asshole and hard to get along with, and a lot of people don't like me, and that's fine. But this is a great community that has assembled here around this channel. There are college football fans from coast to coast, and the overwhelming majority of them are absolute diehard college football fans. There's a lot better channels on the internet. I tell you all this all the time. There's a lot better channels on the internet than this, on YouTube than this one. But I do think this is the best comment section on any football related YouTube channel out there. This is a great comment section. Dodged a bullet with the Brock Bowers injury, says Don Tavius. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, it's like a sprained ankle, and Georgia's got a week off, so we'll see what that means for the Florida game. Now, sometimes sprained ankles, although not a serious injury medically speaking, can linger for a significant amount of time. So we'll see. We'll see how soon we can get him back. Why is North Carolina looking so trash tonight? Are they? I mean, they're beating Miami 21-17. I wouldn't necessarily describe that as trash. Brock Bowers needs to heal up soon, says Walker Dog. Where are all the white women at, says Chicken 1515. There's a few white women that hang around here. What?
That's just...
There is. There's a handful. I mean, you got Friction Vixen, Tennille, Mrs. Pete. Who am I leaving out?
TK.
TK. I don't know what color Marie is.
I think she's white.
You think she's white?
Yeah, I think she's white.
She says Marie's white. I don't know. I'm trying to get Marie to send me a picture of her feet so I can tell. But as of right now, I don't know. Now it's got to be a picture of the top of her foot. You can't tell what color somebody is from the bottom of their foot.
Can you?
No.
Well, maybe. Well, you might be right.
You
about
can't
that.
tell what
Yeah,
color somebody is from the bottom of their foot. It's got to be a picture of the top of their foot.
Yes.
Marie says me. Yeah, Marie, we're just saying, it doesn't matter. We were just, somebody asked where the white women are at. I was saying I'm not sure if you were white or not. It doesn't matter to me. And you don't even have to tell anybody if you don't want it. It doesn't matter to me, but yeah. Marie says she's really white. Okay. I got you. Like how white are you? Like you don't season your food at all? Like that white? Huh? Like how white are you? You have like a 900 credit score? Like you're that white? Or what? Have you ever been the president of a PTA? Like you're that white? Missouri now up 28-21 over Kentucky. 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Hold my beer. What's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. He says, okay, last one on the helmets. Flip Georgia over until we have 0 fumbles in a game. Go Dogs. I will do that. That's fair. See, it's got to be something that's possible in the near term. So, like with Florida, winning any road game. I mean, they got 4, 5, 6 chances. So, like, they can do that. Utah, scoring 21 points in any game. That's doable. It might not happen, but it probably will. That's doable for Georgia. We will do that. Now, that's no fumbles, period. It doesn't matter whether we recover the fumble or whether we lose the fumble. It's got to be no fumble at all. Just so we're clear. It's got to be no fumble at all. Like today, we only lost 1 fumble, but we fumbled the ball 3 times. Is she white enough that she keeps her smoke alarm battery changed? Is that a white thing? Because I can't stand it when the big play by Southern Carolina. I can't stand it when because it beeps, beep, beep. That can't be a white people thing. Surely black people and Asian people, surely everybody changes out their smoke alarm battery when that thing starts beeping, because that's about the most annoying thing on earth. Auburn pays farmers to bring cattle into Jordan-Hare to fertilize the field. Water cutoffs, unable to pay water bills is the reason. Coach buyouts. Big play by Southern Cal down inside the 20. Yeah, that's a good one, Philip. Philip says, are you so white that you write a letter to the manager? Yeah. I'm going to send your manager an email. Your manager's going to be hearing from me. What's your thoughts on Ohio State homer Joel Klatt? Why do people think, here's another thing I don't understand. Why, okay, let me ask you this. Why do you think Joel Klatt's an Ohio State homer? Is it because he went to and played for Colorado? Or is it for some other reason? Because I like Joel Klatt. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just wondering why you think he's an Ohio State homer when he went to and played at Colorado. He said he wants some white women. Well, Dontavius, buddy, don't we all? Yep, flip the Bama helmet until we commit less than 5 penalties. It's the reason any of these games have been close. Bama, this is the second year in a row Bama's had a massive problem with penalties. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. North Carolina now up 27-17 over the U. 8:11 to go in the third quarter. Southern Cal looking at a 3rd and 2 from the Notre Dame 12. They need a touchdown here. They're down 18. 10 minutes to go in the game. Caleb Williams shotgun snap. They're going to hand it off. And it looks like they got just enough for a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7 for Southern Cal. They need points and they need them in a hurry. North Carolina kicks an extra point. It is good. North Carolina 28, Miami 17. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter of that one. 28-21, Missouri up over Kentucky with just under 12 minutes to go in the fourth, and Missouri's got the ball in a 7-point lead. Flip Texas helmet until Sarkisian calls a play without squatting? What, like he literally just squats on the ground when he calls the play? No, I'm not doing that because then I have to watch every single Texas play, and not only that, I've got to watch the sideline to see what the fuck body position Steve Sarkisian is in. I'm not going to be doing that. What does Florida have to do to beat UGA other than beg Tooth Fairy, Santa, and Easter Bunny? Well, they got to be able to throw the ball downfield. They got to be able to stretch the field. They're not going to be able to just line up and run the ball at Georgia. That's not going to work. You can run the ball on Georgia, but you've got to throw to set up the run. Teams that have had success against Georgia have done it spreading the field and throwing the ball downfield with an NFL quarterback. Here's the teams that have beat Georgia in the last 2 or 3 years. Here's a list of quarterbacks that have beat Georgia in the last 2 or 3 years. Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, Joe Burrow. That's every quarterback that beat Georgia since 2019. What do they have in common? They all play in the NFL today. So ask yourself this. Does Graham Mertz have an NFL future? If the answer is no, then you're not beating Georgia. Flip Texas helmet until Sarkisian. Run sideline to sideline or win. Michigan is identical to last year. A high-powered offense will beat them, says Alex. Cole Bear says flip Tennessee's helmet until Josh Heupel's helmet until he lays off the Little Debbies. Now, again, it's got to be something that has at least a possibility of happening, and that doesn't. John Hopeful's not putting down the snack cakes. That's not happening. Burrow was the best out of all of them. Yeah, he was the best college quarterback out of all of them, and he might be the best NFL quarterback out of all of them, too. Still early in the careers on some of them, but yeah, Joe Burrow had an amazing season in 2019. If we lose next week, flip our helmet till we win a road SEC game, says Jace Vincent. All right, remind me next week, Jace, about that, and we will. Flip Tennessee helmet till we have more passing yards than rushing yards. Joe Milton looked really bad today. Under 50% completion percentage for 100 yards, and he's not looked good at all. Tennessee ran the ball great, which is impressive, especially against that Texas A&M defense. That's very impressive the way they ran the ball, but my God, Joe Milton seems completely lost and clueless. He looks worse than he did when he started 2 years ago at Tennessee before he was benched for Hendon Hooker 2 seasons ago. He looks worse than that. He looks like he's regressed. I don't know if he's trying to think too much, if they shoved too much shit in his brain I don't know, but he doesn't look good. He doesn't look good at all. Ucla and the Beavers playing good. That's good. That's good for me. Who did Clemson play today? Or they didn't? I don't think they did.
Did they have a bye week?
Yeah, I think Clemson was off. They didn't play this week. But yeah, I'm glad Ucla doing good. Glad Ucla doing good. Flip Ohio State helmet till Ryan Day stops crying about the hit on Marvin Harrison. Man, that's never going to happen, man. That is never going to happen. Ever. Don Tavia says, I could tell you as a black man, we really don't change our alarms at all. Never have, never will. I tried to change my mom's one time and she was like, what you doing? She done got so used to it, she thought it was just like normal to have something every 5 seconds that went boop, boop. I can't stand that. It drives me up the wall with that thing.
Man.
Kentucky getting ran out of their own grocery store. That's embarrassing. Meet me at Kroger Field. Woo. Arizona might make a bowl game. That'd be a successful season for Arizona. Same with Colorado if they can get to a bowl game too, but I don't know. Yep. Flip Michigan helmet until they win a bowl game. How about flip Michigan's helmet until they beat? How about flip Michigan's helmet until they beat a Power 5 team not from the Big Ten? When was the last time Michigan beat a Power 5 team outside of their own conference? 4 years? Look at this. Look at this Notre Dame kick return. Touchdown. Wow. That 100-yard kick return? Wow. They're going to go back up by 18 again. Wow, unreal. Southern Cal scores to cut the lead to, 10 or whatever. Or 11, whatever. Notre Dame takes the kickback 100 yards for a touchdown. Boy, Southern Cal's going down today. It looks like it's going to be hard for Southern Cal to come back now. I don't see it happening, to be honest with you. Flip the Aggie helmet until they win a road game. Can you do a quick rant on Colorado thinking there are only 2 quarters in football? Unfortunately, no, I can't, because they got me going earlier on the stream about Colorado, and next thing I knew it was like 35 minutes later and I was still going, and I promised I wasn't going to do that anymore on this stream, so I'm trying to keep my word. We need a college football documentary about how the Grinch stole defense. Yeah. Somebody told me the other day, I wish I could remember who told me this because it's the greatest line, one of the greatest lines of the season. They said, you know who the best offensive coordinator in football is? Alex Grinch. They said every offense he gets around looks amazing. Miami is so back. Yeah, back to losing a lot of games and not winning the ACC. It's hard to believe Miami's been in the ACC for 20 years and hadn't even won it once. That is kind of hard to believe. Washington last year. Michigan didn't play Washington last year. That's a good guess, though. Aren't you a Michigan fan? How do you not know that? Michigan didn't play Washington last year. Flip the Indian helmet in honor of the guy who caught the ball inbounds with the top of his head. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what any of that means. Biggie Bull, thank you for the super chat. I low-key thought the beep was meant that the alarm is working until someone said that means the battery needs to be changed.
Oh my God, y'all got me dying over here.
That's how you know if it's working. Yeah. That's good.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good there. Looks like Kentucky losing 2. Yeah, got that one on over here. They're down 2 scores with 10 minutes to go. Mark Stoops better pony up. Yeah, you got to pay more money if you want Kentucky to beat Mizzou. That's what Mark Stoops says. Graham Cracker Mertz played a good game today. Yeah, good comeback win by Florida against a horrendous South Carolina team. Worn SEC shirt to Oregon bar to remind him 0 W's versus the SEC. Yeah, Oregon not cut out for the SEC. It is what it is. And then apparently they're not cut out to beat Washington either. So, but hey, no matter how many games Oregon loses, nobody can take away the fact that people in Oregon shit on the sidewalk. Oregon could go 0-12. They're still going to shit on the sidewalk. Doesn't matter. 0-12, 12-0, they're shitting on the sidewalk in Oregon, period. Is the East better than the West this year? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh. 28-17, North Carolina still up over Miami. Third and 10 for North Carolina. They're 5 of 12 today on third downs. This is a long one here, though. Third and 10. 4:57 to go in the third quarter. Drake May throws complete underneath. And good for a first down. Breaks a tackle inside the 40, inside the 35, all the way down to the 33-yard line. Looked like he was going to be pushed out of bounds around midfield, but he broke a tackle and gained another 15 yards. Nice play by North Carolina that time. 7 minutes to go now in the game. Southern Cal down 18. That's 3 scores, no matter how you slice it. 5 wide for Southern Cal. 3rd and 9 on their own 11-yard line. Caleb Williams dancing around, throws, complete over the middle. Good for a first down. Needed 9, gained 10. 1st and 10 Trojans, but they're just running out of time. 6.5 minutes to go now. Just running out of time here. Kentucky throws and intercepted by Missouri. Boy, Devin Leary is horrible. Devin Leary has just been a disaster for Kentucky this year out of the portal from NC State. I don't think he's had a single good game this season, not one. Caleb Williams pump fakes.
Ooh. Jeez.
Caleb Williams is going to get killed. What is he doing? Get rid of the ball, man. What are you? You're going to get, literally going to get killed. Second and 12 now for Caleb Williams after taking that sack on first down. They're on their own 19, 5.5 minutes to go. Throws, complete, no, incomplete, in and out of the hands, dropped. 3rd and 12 coming up for Southern Cal. Caleb Williams again under pressure, had to get rid of it right away. Now Kentucky intercepts the ball. So Kentucky throws an interception, and then 2 plays later they pick off Brady Cook from Mizzou, but there is a flag down. Let's see what it is. Wow, offsides on Kentucky. That's going to negate the interception. Can't get out of their own way. 3rd and 12, and now they're going to back Southern Cal up a false start. It's going to make it 3rd and 17 now. Marcus Freeman and Irish dodged the casket. Yeah, they did. Big win for Notre Dame after dropping a couple of games over the last few weeks. William Smith says, shout out to Platinum Plus. Yeah, shout out to Platinum Plus. No doubt. I know I don't have any idea what you're talking about, but yeah. Shout out to Platinum Plus. I don't know what you're talking about, though. I definitely don't know anything about the one in Columbia. I don't know anything at all about the one in Columbia. Every black person thinks that beeping sound is a motion detector. My sisters kept telling me, she told me to stop moving around. No, Tavius.
Oh my God.
4th and 9 for Southern Cal. 4:58 to go in the game. Empty backfield. They're going to go for it. 4th and 9 on their own 22. Notre Dame, it looks like, has called a timeout. North Carolina just scored again. They are absolutely destroying Miami now, 35-17. Look at the sad Miami man.
Poor Miami man. Look at him.
Hey, Miami fans should keep their head up. It could be worse. They could be losing to Georgia Tech.
Oh, they did that already.
Oh, shit. Never mind. It's already worse. It don't get no worse than that. It don't get no worse than losing to Georgia Tech. Oh, my God. Wow. Unbelievable. Miami's back. Back to what? Back to a 2-game losing streak. God almighty. Michigan can't have a slow start against Ohio State or Penn State, says Crimson Card. Lou, the biggest low-key hurricane on LouTube. There's nothing low-key about it, sir. I mean, you can't be low-key when you literally have a trophy that says that. So, I don't know if you're confused or what, but there's nothing low-key about it. Wait, UGA almost lost to LSU. Georgia hasn't played LSU, man. What are you doing? Troll better. Troll better, buddy. Troll better, buddy. Lou, I thought of you after the Gator South Carolina game. I wanted to pat Beamer on the head and say, you almost got a W, little buddy. I mean, on the hot seat if he continues. I don't think he should be on the hot seat. No, I think Beamer is about the best South Carolina can do. He's recruiting at a decent level. And I don't know who South Carolina's going to get that's a better fit there than Beamer. So I don't think he should be on the hot seat, but I mean, nothing surprises me anymore in the world of college football, so we'll see. Bama and Georgia don't want LSU. Well, yeah, right. Right. Missouri must have paid for better players than Kentucky. Yeah, we were saying that a minute ago. Yeah. Yeah. Penn State clear winner of Big Ten and playoff spot to me. I wouldn't say that Penn State is the clear winner of the Big Ten. I also think Penn State is probably going to win the Big Ten, but I don't think it's clear. I mean, Michigan and Ohio State are both really good too. To me, it's not clear that any particular team is going to win the Big Ten because those three teams are all so good. But I mean, that's my pick right now is Penn State or Michigan. The collective and exhausting sighs from disappointed Miami fans after they find out they aren't back are the leading factor for global warming.
A lot of hot breath going around.
What are y'all talking about? Caleb Williams sacked on 4th and 9. That's game over there. Notre Dame's going to take over in the red zone. Well, he threw it because it was 4th down and the game's on the line, and it was, I don't know what he was thinking, but Michigan don't play nobody until week 9. Shut up, says Chase Daniels. USCD is making Hartman look like he's back at Wake. Southern Cal's defense actually has not played that bad. Southern Cal's defense, 21 of these points are not the fault of Southern Cal's defense. No, 28. 28 of these points, only 10 of these points are the fault of Southern Cal's defense. Notre Dame had a touchdown return for a touchdown. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown. That's not Southern Cal's defense's fault. And in the first half, Caleb Williams threw 3 interceptions, all in his own red zone. So Notre Dame had 3 scoring drives directly off of Caleb Williams' turnovers. They had a 2-yard touchdown drive, like a 15-yard touchdown drive, and like a 20-yard touchdown drive. That's not the fault of Southern Cal's defense. Southern Cal's defense really is only responsible for about 10 of these points. Really. And I'm not trying to convince anybody that Southern Cal's defense is amazing. Obviously, I think they have a terrible defense. But in this particular game here, the defense never had a chance. I was at the Vandy game today. What an absolute shit show from getting into the stadium to the sloppy play on the field, says Andy. Caleb likes that LA atmosphere and celebrities, says Michael Thomas. Brian Gentry, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says Caleb still owns the Heisman. He's responsible for 2 Notre Dame touchdowns tonight. Or 3, really. Banjo says, love and appreciate the show, Lou. Hope Notre Dame wins because I'm tired of hearing about the frauds known as USC and their terrible defense throughout the entire season. Go Dogs. Well, your hope is going to become a reality. Notre Dame is, in fact, going to win the game. They just took over in the red zone with, 3 or 4 minutes to go in a game, something like that. Miami's got the ball down 35-17, and TVD's going to take a sack loss of about 10 yards there. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. North Carolina looks like they are about to turn this thing into a rout. Missouri looks scary? What? Well, you're easily scared. You're easily scared if Missouri looks scary. Wasn't Lou just talking about how good Michigan is and how they will win the Big Ten? Now he's threatened by them, so now he's trying to play them down. I'm not trying to play Michigan down. I've got Michigan ranked number 1. How dumb are you? I swear, I don't understand the amount of stupid that y'all somehow fit in between your ears sometimes. I don't. Didn't I tell you the Miami Backs was going to doo-doo down their own leg last week against the Insects, but it was the most epic way ever? Then they come out this week and get smacked around by a basketball school. Yeah, it's been a bad couple of weeks for the Miami fans. That's for sure. That's for sure. We talk about playoff. Hell, I don't see USC making the Pac-12 championship, says Melvin Binion. Yeah, now in the offseason, I had Southern Cal making the playoffs. If I had to pick now, I would pick Washington and Oregon rematch in the Pac-12 title game. I don't think Southern Cal is going to get there either. Now, what we're watching here, this game against Notre Dame doesn't have anything to do with the Pac-12 race, because this is a non-conference game. But I'm just talking about the way Southern Cal has looked over the first 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season, whatever it is. They don't look like a team that can beat Oregon or Washington, to me. Lou is right. He can think Michigan is the best team, and also so they've played a weaker schedule. Yeah. I tell people that all the time. I don't need to see Michigan play the Philadelphia Eagles to know whether or not they're good or not. They've played a shitty schedule, and they're really, really good. Like, the same is true for Georgia. Georgia's played a shitty schedule, and Georgia's really, really good. Same thing with Michigan. I've had Michigan ranked number 1 for 3 weeks. I don't understand the crybaby routine about how whatever you were trying to say. I don't understand that. Caller, here, Michigan's going 100-0. They're never losing another game. They're winning every Big Ten title, every World Series. They're winning the fucking Olympics. Michigan is fucking unbeatable. Everything about them is great and perfect. And no matter what anybody does or says, it won't matter because Michigan today, Michigan tomorrow, Michigan forever. Does that make you feel better? Are you warm and fuzzy now? Jesus Christ, if I could come through the fucking internet, through the fiber optic cable some type of way and give you like a digital pat on your peanut fucking head, that's what I would do. You gotta be coddled all the goddamn time? You want somebody to sit around and just constantly talk about how good Michigan is? No. You're in the wrong place. You're fucking lost. You took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Get the fuck out. Alec Dickey says, could a one-loss USC or Oregon or Washington that doesn't make the Pac-12 championship make the playoff? It could, but it falls under the same circumstances as any other one-loss team not making their conference championship, but making the playoffs. You're going to have a bunch of 2-loss conference champions for that to happen. Ohio State fans really crying hard tonight, says Big Brother. Always support Uncle Lou and always support college football, but Uncle Lou commentary and trolling makes the game I love even that much better. Boomer Sooner, says Darth Iskunis. Darth Iskunis. Thank you for the super chat and the kind words. Thank you very much. When is the updated comment on the comments coming? I don't know. I'm not going to give a date because I set a date and then I didn't do it on that day, and then it makes me feel like an asshole. So I'm not going to set another date. I don't know yet. Colorado Golden Buffaloes, more like Buffalover. Yeah, you stretched a little bit on that one. Not going to lie. You stretched a little bit on that one. No, yeah, it wasn't terrible. It's just don't like if that was a rubber band, if you stretched it any more at all, it would pop. No doubt about it. Did Notre Dame win yet? 41-20. How much time is left? 3 minutes. This is the game that never ends. It just goes on and on again. They haven't played anybody good yet except Rutgers. Who does it matter? Why does that matter? I don't understand that. Does that matter? I mean, the whole who have you played thing has gotten so far out of control, it's ridiculous. Let me ask you a question. I'm being dead serious. Okay? Let's take Georgia and Michigan. All right? Most people say they ain't played nobody. They're not any good. Okay, great. Let's say you're right. If Georgia and Michigan finish the season 13-0, are they going to the playoffs, yes or no? The answer is yes. All right. Now, let's take a team that y'all talk about how great their schedule is all the time. Whatever. Name a team who you think has some kind of great schedule. Alabama. Okay? Okay, they lost to Texas. They're going to lose another game. They're going to be 10-2. Where are they going? What do y'all think the goal is? I don't understand. I really don't. I really don't get it. The whole who have you played thing. You ain't played nobody. Good, great. I wish you were right. I wish Georgia really didn't play nobody. They be in the playoffs every year. I don't understand. You guys would rather brag about losing to good teams than you would about beating bad teams. It's fucking weird. It's really weird. Look, I know y'all want Georgia to lose a game. I know you do. I almost hope they do just for y'all's sake. Okay? I'm starting to worry about y'all, like on a mental health level. You know how sometimes people take like these mental health holidays? Like, I'm worried about y'all. I know you want Georgia to lose. I get it. Okay? And trust me, if Georgia loses, I'll make a killing. It won't hurt. I mean, it is what it is. And one day, Georgia will lose. But bragging that your team lost to somebody that you perceive as good, as if that's somehow better than Georgia being 7-0 and ranked number 1 in the country for 20 weeks in a row and winning 24 straight games and being 40-1 in their last 41 straight, not losing a home game since 2019, and just all around being the best program in college football today. It's not helping. I mean, if it makes you feel better to lose to Texas, great. Great. I'm happy for you that you lost to Texas. And now you get to run around the internet telling everybody, you know, how hard your schedule is, and you lost to Texas. Alabama fan in here earlier trying to tell me how good Arkansas is because they beat them at home by 3. Great. That's amazing. I'm extremely happy for you that you lost to Texas. That's great. Keep running around telling me about it. That's amazing. Georgia will keep winning games. That's it.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I truly don't. I truly don't. We need Oscar Delp roided up. Oscar Delp had a good game today, I thought. Oscar Delp had a good game. Y'all would lose games if you played Bama's schedule. Yeah. That's the dumbest thing. Yeah. If a bunch of shit that doesn't happen happened, you'd lose. Yeah. If Bama was on Georgia's schedule, Bama would have 2 losses instead of 1. I don't understand what you don't understand. Weird. Everybody that doesn't play Georgia can beat Georgia. Here we go. Everybody that doesn't play Georgia can beat them. Everybody they do play loses. Do you want me to name you? Here's a list of teams. Oh, keep in mind, Georgia has won back-to-back national titles. And in those 2 years, they're 29-1. Okay? Last year and the year before. Here's a list of teams they beat in those 2 years. Alabama. Clemson. Michigan. Ohio State. Oregon. TCU. Tennessee when they were ranked number 1 in the country. What? Who is it you think Georgia can't play? The fuck? I don't understand. Georgia has beat every team that's ever played for a national title in the playoff era in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, Georgia beat every single team that's ever played for a national title in the playoff era. Beat them. Now what? Now what? What? Now because Georgia beat Kentucky 52-13, they can't beat some team that they don't play just because that team beat you? That's not how shit works, man. Just because you stunk up the joint against something called Arkansas doesn't mean Georgia would somehow get beat by Arkansas. It's ridiculous, man. You sound dumb. You honestly sound dumb. You sound real dumb, too. You sound real dumb, too. Well, if Georgia played this team, they'd lose. Or if they played that team, they'd lose. Or if they played the teams that this team played. How about just win your fucking games? That's all you got to do. Win your games. That's it. That's all you got to do. I don't understand. You're bragging about ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, Lou. We lost to Texas. Okay, great. That's amazing. That's amazing. Unbelievable. Tennessee running around. You know, they beat Virginia. That's great. Florida blew you out. What do you want? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you there. This is an Olympic level collapse, says Nemesis. Which game? Total humiliation for USC. This game was over in the first quarter when Caleb Williams threw 3 interceptions, honestly. 48-20 Notre Dame up now. What is your largest emotion, Georgia love or Bama hate? That might be the dumbest question I've ever heard. Why would I hate Bama? You must hate teams that you can't beat. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind that. It's not like Georgia and Bama are some rivalry game or something. Why would a Georgia fan hate Bama? I don't get it. Penix is Heisman front runner now by a mile. Yeah, I would agree with that. He'd have my number 1 vote right now. He'd have my number 1 vote right now. (35-17), North Carolina still up on Miami. How is Brock Bowers? Is he all right? I really don't know. I guess it was a sprained ankle or something like that. But hey, check this out. Georgia lost Brock Bowers in the third quarter and still won. Alabama man's looking at that going, how the fuck did that happen? And then Ohio State man's going, I don't fucking know, man. I don't have any idea. They lost their best player, and somehow they won the goddamn game. Man.
Someone in the comment section earlier said that they benched Williams.
Well, they probably took him out. The fucking game's over and he's getting murdered every time he drops back to throw the ball. I don't blame him. Does Stoops thinks he needs more money from the fans to compete with Mizzou? Ask him for a friend. Yeah, headset. We were talking about that a minute ago. Yeah, hey, you want me to beat Missouri? You gotta have more money. Need more money. Austin Rogers says Ohio State act like they own the sport. 0-2 versus Florida. Look, Ohio State can't beat the SEC to save their life. They're winless against Georgia, winless against Florida, winless against South Carolina. Ohio State's 5-12 all time against the SEC. They're terrible. Ohio State's 5-12 all time against the SEC. So it don't matter. This decade, last decade, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50, however far you want to go back till now, Ohio State can't compete with the SEC, period. They're 5-12 all time against the SEC. They're 2-11 in bowl games against the SEC. They can't compete with the SEC. Ohio State just can't compete. Not with the SEC. Just can't compete. What did this do for Caleb Williams' Heisman chance? It was going to be an uphill battle for Caleb to win the Heisman. It's hard to win back-to-back Heismans. I don't know. The voters don't like voting for back-to-back. So, but I mean, this didn't help his chances. He had 3 turnovers in the first half. All of them led to Notre Dame touchdowns. So, wasn't good. Wasn't good. All right, both the other games are blowouts, 38-21. North Miami's getting humiliated. So I'm going to get out of here for today, but I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I had a great time watching college football with you. We'll do it again next Saturday, so I hope you all will come back and hang out. No live shows tomorrow, but I will have the Your Season is Over video up tomorrow, the only college football recap video that actually matters. Usually comes out around 7 o'clock Eastern time. Late afternoon, early evening, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure you check it out. Every Tuesday and Thursday night, I have a call-in show at 9. So instead of typing till your fingers bleed, if you want to call in and argue with me in real time, Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m., you can do that. But I'm warning you right now, it's a lot harder to argue with me voice to voice than it is when you've got 35 minutes to sit around and think about something to type. So don't call in if you're not fast-witted and thick-skinned, or you're going to get humiliated and your feelings are going to get hurt. But every Tuesday and Thursday night, 9 p.m., Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. All right, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Congratulations to everybody's team that lost. And I hope somehow if your team, I mean everybody's team that won. And if somehow your team lost, I hope you find a way to still wake yourself up in the morning.